150. 150. Okay. That's a long time, guys. That's a long time.
Big money.
All right, we'll do question 150 for episode 150. Ooh. If your character was granted a single wish,
oh man,
what would they use it for?
De-age Julian and Maya.
Apparently. Well, this question is brought to you by Hot Ancient Deep Crow (1). Thank you, Hot Ancient Deep Crow (1). It's a fantastic question for episode 150. So while you ruminate on that, would anybody like to give us a recap of what happened last week for a recap inspiration? Anybody? Roll a dice.
I didn't watch the entire episode, so.
Oh dang!
Out of the loop on this one.
Oh man, we didn't do anything or say anything damning about Maya, did we? It was a pretty intense episode.
I mean, we outed her. We outed her mistake at the end.
Just a couple of dads at work, and apparently Maya's a bad mom to a certain dragon. I don't know. He's going down a dark road.
Is Maya his mom?
Listen, the Queen of Thebes has a lot on her plate.
Yeah,
you really want to be like, Cyber's her only problem?
Well, not her only problem, but...
Take it away, Father Julian.
Yeah, please don't call me Father Julian ever again. That feels too much.
Sorry, let's try it again. Give it to me, Daddy.
I'm more used to that one.
Much better. Yeah,
wow. Yeah.
Daddy.
All right, take it away.
So, speaking of father figures, yes. So, Andronikos and I realized last time we have been absentee fathers, both of us, when it comes to our dragons. And we went and checked in on everyone, Abis and Callias and Cyber. Teenage angst is correct in that we have not been around. And to quote him, while we stepped out, he stepped up. And he did do a lot to... I don't want to give him too much credit, but he taught them a lot, both good and bad things. And it was a lot to unpack. And so after being given what for, and realizing that the other dragons really are taking their cues from him, and then Sibo and Halos, and apparently he's just everyone's enamored with big brass ones. We decide, yes, Cyber, you can come along on the B team, as well as bringing along Cadmus and Callias. In fact, it was just bring your child to work day, as we were going into a prison that had contained the Kraken that it broke out of. So, yeah, no, we're not bringing small, defenseless children into any kind of harm. But Oren, who better understands the denizens of the Nether Seas, was able to parley with the remains of Hezebal, and we were able to avoid a nasty fight, and Hezebal was very generous and allowed Cyber to quote-unquote steal some coins, and we got emotional echoes of what the Kraken did to Orestia and Hezebal when they were down here under the orders of Helios, trying to rustle up some gold. It was a lot to unpack, and we continued our, post-adventure conversations back on the ship with our various charges, and also had to, eventually address the elephant in the room of, getting out. But before all that, a lot of thought was given to how do we deal with the matter of the scythe. Ultimately, we're going to have to come back to it, but discussions of use of word of recall, of banishment, various thoughts and stratagems were suggested. Telemachus had his day in the sun, as he's, got lucky and said, well, Maya's been planting trees all over. Why don't we just use magic for once and just make more clippings? And I also like to point out that, there is, a genie with a wish, if, push comes to shove, that I have. But, yes, we are now sailing for the Isle of the Oathbreakers. Not quite sure what's going to be there for us. And that's going to be episode 150.
Nice. All right. I'll give you your recapspiration. Would anybody like to sum up what happened last time for a D10 Bardic Inspiration? Last the whole session or until you use it. What?
So, sum up what happened last time? Or answer the question?
Oh, no, sorry. The answer the Faxpiration question. Sorry. Yeah. Faxpiration question. If you're interested, go ahead and roll the Throwing that on there. Dang, Julian, you up to 6 of these? Oh, you're just going to be beast mode on the final fight. All right, we got an 8 from Maya. Going once.
I mean, I'm
twice.
surprised I'm the one doing all these because, somebody on the team really needs these rerolls, and I feel a little bad having 6 so far.
Hey, man, just listen. I take them every goddamn Tuesday. I never have to cry about my rolls, except for the couple of nights where I did cry about them. Anyways, all right, Maya, take it away.
All right.
One wish. Sponsored by Disney.
Mine's probably one wish would probably be if she would wish that Sidon and Luthia didn't have their initial ambition of taking over the other Titans.
Oh,
Damn.
That's a good wish.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be some alternate reality right there.
Wow. Okay. You may ask the same question of any NPC you met previously.
We'll go with let's find out about Corinna.
Wow, with Corinna. Oh man. She could wish for anything. Anything at all. Damn. I don't think she has the same wisdom that Maya has, so I don't think she'd make
That's
like
fine.
I don't think she'd make such an incredibly smart and good wish as you made. I think she would just wish for what she frequently wishes for, what she constantly regrets, that she was unable to save her childhood friend and first love from the fate in Demetria's garden. So she just not a big thing, but a big thing for her. Yeah. She wishes.
Rough
Yeah,
times.
she wishes she could have done that. So, yeah. Wow, bummer. Okay, I'll give you the Faxpiration. And here we go. We're gonna do this thing. And 150. Wow, that's like 3 years. Only 37 more, and we'll have the 40 years in the desert that make this a true Odyssey. True Odyssey. Oh, wait, was that was a different religion? Anyways, it'll be fun. Yeah.
After hearing about Leah's 7-year campaign,
Ooh,
So
you feeling inspired? You feeling inspired?
No.
Hey, let me tell you about my friend. Let me tell you about my friend Oda's pirate campaign.
Oh no.
Crash, if you're looking for the Odyssey number, it's 10 years.
10 years. All right, so 7 more to go.
Odysseys had to put up with. It took him 10 years to get home.
There won't even be America by then. Jesus. All right.
Land this in the nuclear wasteland.
Well.
It'll turn to Cyberpunk.
All right. On all those, we'll be playing it in Fortnite. Fortnite Dungeons.
Yes.
Oh no.
Welcome to Fortnite Dungeons.
I've been waiting for a good tabletop simulator here.
I'm gonna start posting online like it's a real thing. I'm gonna be like, hey, I've been using Foundry for 3 years. I'm getting ready to port my game over to Fortnite Dungeons. Anybody got any good tutorials? And then I'll make fake tutorials for Fortnite Dungeons. We'll just see.
Unironically, those would probably be extremely like popular.
Be like, hey, I'm in the alpha beta test for Fortnite Dungeons. If anybody wants a little sneak peek, and then I'll just like never actually show anything, and I'll just talk about it. I'll get like cease and desist from fucking Fortnite, but then they'll be like, wait a minute,
Hold
wait a
on.
minute, what were we fucking around with Rock Band for? This is what we need to do.
I mean,
20.
hey,
I mean,
Watsy threw himself on the bus. It's time for us to step up.
yeah, it's time for us with Fortnite to step up. Exactly. Yeah. Watsy's like, you can't defeat us, and then like Fortnite bursts out of the mountain or whatever, and we're like, but he can.
Exactly.
Nice. Okay. Let me get on the sad music, and we'll get to it.
It's sad music.
That's a pretty intense meme. I have an entire army of fanboys. We have a Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting to wonder. I mean, they're the only ones still trying to make a metaverse. So somebody's got to do it. Okay. So let's see.
Meta certainly isn't doing it.
Yeah.
And I find it ironic that Meta and Ray-Ban are doing the whole, like, they're trying to redo Google Glass basically, and like one of their big selling points is like, you can listen to your music from your eyeglasses. And I'm like, really? We're launching this at about the time when collectively as a society we're like, you know what? Fuck those people who just listen to live music just on their phones walking around. Yeah.
It was a good 6 months when everybody was trying out Google Glass, and the independent film industry was really utilizing the technology in their stories and plot lines, telling some incredible tales, the likes of which I'll never forget, but I won't talk about at this time. Anyways, let's play some Mythic Odyssey. Rest in peace, Google Glass. What could have been, baby? What could have been? All right. You're in your boat. You are heading towards the Isle of the Oathbreakers. You have selected your B team. It's these jabrones right here, I believe.
Looks like it.
Yeah. All right. And then I suppose you're going to take yourselves. So let me grab those people.
Maybe.
I've heard of campaigns where it's so big and it's so much going on that the players actually have more than one character. Yeah. I don't know how I
That's
feel
not
about
confusing at all.
that. I mean, season one Paradise Vale, we had it like that because characters would have to actually go on cooldown to like recover from broken bones and stuff.
Yeah,
so
but that's
Yeah.
you can like mentally shelve that character. It's not like you're like jumping between them.
You know what character I can mentally shelve? Whatever this guy is. Like I can barely remember he's in the fucking game.
Wait, who's that
150
again?
episodes.
Wait,
I'm
what
not
was his-
sure.
Yeah.
Android 10?
No, Androgynous. That was the name. Androgynous.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like that one. He's like that one B team member that gets stuck at the bottom of the spreadsheet, and you don't ever remember to scroll down to.
All right. No. I copied and pasted white text into a white field. Yeah, that's where you're at.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We got your team. You head on over to the Isle of the Oathbreakers. Would you like any lore about the Isle of the Oathbreakers beforehand? Like Chandra could try to give you
information is our greatest weapon.
Chandra says, I see. As he reaches for the Odyssey of the Dragonlords adventure module. Let's see. You'd think I have this memorized by now, but I want to make sure that I give you all the right information. I want you to go in there fully equipped. Let's see.
Also, something that I remember from last week. So we were talking about the scythe at one point about the scythe kind of being like a bank vault, that analogy, and that the creator of the scythe, would be the one that has the ultimate say. Did Lutheria craft the scythe, or did she have someone make it for her? I can't.
Stories say that she crafted the scythe herself from the bones of a dead god.
Okay.
Like a dead ancient god.
Right, like they were like specially crystallized and what have
Mhm.
you. But okay, so I
Yeah.
I wasn't sure it was like she was the crafter or whether someone made it for her.
Let's just
Before
say,
BG3 made it cool to run around on the bodies of dead gods floating in the astral, everybody else was already doing it who played, higher level D&D. So, let's see. But stories aren't always true in this campaign setting or anywhere. Sometimes news is fake. So, propaganda, as it were. All right. Isle of the Oathbreakers. A small, rocky island rises from the inky black seas. From a distance, its surface seems to be covered by a forest of twisted, lifeless trees that begin near the waterline. Closer inspection reveals that each of the trees is petrified, made from the same dark obsidian stone as the rest of the island. A great colosseum of the same stone rises from the center of the forest. Bright lights shining into the dark sky of the cavernous ceiling above. So this island is where all Oathbreakers from Thylea are brought by the Erinyes, the Furies. It is a place of punishment for any who break solemnly sworn oaths and pinky promises. It is rightly held to be a terrible place by all mortals. But what mortals don't know is that here, even gods themselves face retribution for their transgressions. Up until a few centuries ago, Lady Lutheria handled all of the business of this island herself. But as you have seen with the Cube Keepers, she has made a deal with dark powers and hellish planes beyond our understanding. And these creatures, these demons, daemons, ultraloth, they have taken over the operations of many of the more menial tasks of the Nether Thieves. The daemon in charge of this island is known as the Warden. He, it, they have turned what was once a place of torment and suffering into a place of torment, suffering, and gladiatorial combat. And as if to punctuate this, you hear the cheers of the Colosseum off in the distance. Those who wish for a better standing in the Nether Seas, those who wish to delay the delivery of their souls for proper punishment, enlist in the gladiatorial games. For many, it would be better to fight and die 1,000 deaths than face the punishment waiting for them at the end of all things. It is important on this island that you do not attempt to free anyone. Do not offer them any succor, any sympathy, or any compassion. He looks at Maya when he says this.
Spray bottle's coming out.
Yeah.
These souls are being punished, and it is not our place to intervene. No matter what you see here, you cannot stop it. Now, it is my understanding that there may be people here that we have all met before, allies that we have fought beside, loves who have been lost, people we may have failed. The same applies. Must leave them to their fates. If you do not think yourself strong enough to resist the temptations that you might face, if you do not think that your heart or mind could handle the horrors that you might witness, it would be better for everyone if you stayed behind.
How many of us started looking Maya?
No.
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions? I may be able to answer them.
We'd heard a rumor that if we fought and if we won, that we might be offered a boon and we could use that boon to swap souls. Is that
Is
all
the
it is?
rumor, and I believe Oren has heard such things as well.
It's so easy to win in the gladiator's pit. But yes, I believe the rumors are true, though I've not seen it tested.
Out of curiosity, who would you hope to free?
Well, we think that Kalik and Harak are here, right? We'd like to free them, and I believe we know one of the souls of the old Dragonlords is here. If we could free them to get more information, that might be good too.
Be mindful that not every gladiator is an oathbreaker. The gladiators could be negotiated for, perhaps, via other means. They are here to delay the inevitable, or because they have been fooled into service.
It's likely that Tirak and Gallic are here when they're not doing business with Lytheria in the underworld.
Well, our first step is to embark to the island. From there, we will find a lesser demon and request an audience with the warden. With an esteemed servant of Lytheria with us, as well as your reputation as heroes, I am sure you will not be turned away.
Hezebald's original writers should be here, right?
Really,
Yes.
she's
Orestia.
Orestia. She's on one of the trees, I think.
So, there are some people here that aren't dead.
Well, Maya, no. There are souls bound here. Well, that is an interesting question. The torment that they have suffered has most certainly killed them. Though perhaps when they were dragged away from the mortal world by the Areniers, they still live. But it is doubtful that any who are still strung up upon the trees of torment could be considered alive.
I see.
Well, are you ready?
I hope so.
Let's go.
Okay. So you guys hop in the jolly boats.
Yeah.
And you row your boats
Hmm.
to shore. Okay. All right. As you leave the beach, you find yourselves walking a path of bones. The eye lights of the hollow skulls that make up the path watch your progress, and you feel them shift beneath your footfalls. Looking around, you see hideous humanoid cockroaches with long, angry tridents, stabbing at, prodding, and tormenting the many souls who are tied to these petrified crystalline trees. Everywhere you see butterflies that feast upon the sweat, the blood, the eyes, the mouths of those who cannot escape. The things you witness are horrific, and you doubt you will ever be able to forget the horrors that you are witnessing. But they drive home immediately that in this world, the breaking of an oath carries heavy penalty. Off in the distance, you see a woman who, at her feet, you see the armor and vestments of a ancient Dragonlord. Her body is splayed open, and swarms of butterflies feast on her innards. Andronikos, this is a sensation that you have felt but have been unable to forget. That feeling of being unmade while you still lived.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Let me put my sandwich down real quick.
As you
Pick up your
head
chili.
in, this guy, this fellow right here approaches you and says, "Halt! Who goes there?" And I'm going to be honest, he's communicating telepathically. This is the voice he chose to have. Keep in mind that when you use telepathy, you could have any voice you want. He says, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Warren's he's intrigued. This is one of the more personable Museloths he's come across. He says, Warren, Dreamwalker, and the Heroes of Prophecy. We seek an audience.
It's been a long time since you came to this island. Long
Indeed.
and longer still. 1 day or 1,000. It is hard to say.
How have things been?
It is business as usual. As he says that, you just hear someone cry out to all of the gods. Why have they forsaken them? Why have they forgotten them? Then they let out a gurgling cry. You look and you see that a nearby Mesoloth has just run a trident up through the bottom and out the top. They writhe on it, choking on their own entrails, unable to make any coherent sounds. But they do not die, for they cannot die.
Yeah, Warren just seems like he's pretty much ignoring what's going on around him. He continues, says, "Is anyone
Who
one?"
are these with you?
He's the Heroes of Prophecy.
Ah, I have heard of these heroes of prophecy. There is a special tree, deep in the forest, reserved for you and yours. Set aside by Lady Lutheria herself, a place of honor should any of you fall from the path or falter from your oaths.
Warren nods.
There is a beautiful view of the sea.
Excellent. Has anyone won in the arena in my absence?
Of course. The battles are endless, as is the time.
Who's the current
There is a
champion?
new... I would not spoil such a surprise for you, but I will tell you this. They are an entity of great power. Sleek, sharp, and agile.
Hmm.
Do we know? Oh, see, like, have we? Is it Calic?
Hmm.
We don't know yet.
No,
Find out.
No, I was just curious if it had come up because okay.
Do you wish to accompany us to the arena? That's where we're headed.
Ah. No, but I have already sent telepathic messages through the chain of demons. The warden is aware of your presence here, and he is coming.
Hmm. Right then.
Feel free to look around in the meantime. The warden would like to escort you in himself, being such highly decorated heroes as you are.
Warren looks at the others. Well, isn't that nice?
Is the game not paused for you guys?
Here,
I'm just
I
not-
do a
Okay,
pause and unpause. Did that help?
It did. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we're good.
It's a big map. It might have like stalled out when it loaded
Just
for you.
stalled. Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
taking in the sights.
Okay. Yeah, to protect their anonymity, I have just used this iconic ghost for the many people who are suffering. But this particular individual, you kind of recognize from the visions that you saw in the prison. Now, Sibo and Julian, as you trail behind, the person over on this tree, they call out to you and say, please, just a drop of water from please. It's all I need for a moment's peace. I have not to offer but my thanks and the location of a great treasure I buried in life. A treasure that cost me everything. I would trade it to you for but one drop, one taste of wine, please.
I
Julian just kind
respond.
of looks
And,
over. Oh.
good.
Julian would just look over at Sibo. I would just shake my head and continue walking.
I say in an ancient Noriandan dialect, I don't speak common. Sorry.
Damn.
Uh,
This is a guy that does a lot of traveling. All right.
Cool. He's offering
Alright.
to shine your shoes and. Well,
I've been there. Then you have to run away from the shoe shiner and his brother.
yeah. Get that quick, Sibo. Alright.
Yeah.
quick,
Okay.
check your wallet.
As you approach, the woman looks up with hollow eyes, and you see two bloated butterflies disconnect their proboscis from the sockets and lazily flutter away, landing on a nearby bit of tree. And she looks around blindly and says, "Is someone there?"
Orin just stands there silently.
Lady Lutheria, I have told you everything I know. Please, let me die.
Let's see.
I continue to just stands there silently.
Yeah. Looking down at the equipment, does anything stand out in terms of like not so much like armaments, but any like what exactly is laid out
Oh,
below the
I
tree?
mean it's definitely the classic, outfit that you see in all the stuff where it's like a hybrid of like half plate and like Greek hoplite with like dragon embellishments and all that. It's got the little like mohawk on the helmet, hoplite mohawk on the helmet. The shield is bent and torn into a nearly like indistinguishable shape. The spear is broken in half. The helmet dented in. The breastplate just sort of torn and dented. The equipment is stained with blood and gore and filth. But it does seem to be arranged with an almost reverent respect at her feet.
All right.
Maya's gonna say over the SIBO network. I wonder why oaths.
Over the SIBO network, or will say that's what this world is built on. One's word and their fealty. Adherence to an oath is the strongest way one can lead an impactful life.
Not sure. There was an oath sworn between Sidon and the Five. And yes, it has sort of kept peace, but there's been machinations and war brewing behind the scenes, not on face. I wonder why.
This Mesaloth approaches your group, and it says, "Oh, I see you have taken an interest in Orestia, the dishonored Dragonlord. Are you perhaps descendants?" Yep, that's the voice this one chose to have. Could have any voice in the world.
No, I only wish to confirm that they were here.
Yes, they still are here, Dreamwalker. This isn't about the soul exchange program, is it? I knew it was only a matter of time before Lady Lutheria cracked down on the Warden's, dare I say, irresponsible and reprehensible abuse of power. I would understand if you wanted to execute him and make someone else the Warden. Maybe me. I'm pretty qualified. He approaches you and he hands you a 5-page scroll, the CV. Just take a look whenever you can. And perhaps when you're making love to Lady Lutheria, you could whisper in her ear that flattened Mesalor 13 is a prime candidate for Warden.
Warren glanced down at the pages. He
It
folds
does
it
some
up.
good. It's got some good work. He's got some diagrams on there. He claims to have invented the rat hat. Where you put the head inside a cage and then you heat up the cage and the rat goes crazy and it tries to escape through the person's fucking head. Apparently, this guy claims that he invented that.
Wow, this is him, the
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, Warren folds it up. He slips it into his bag.
I breed my own rats.
Yeah, Warren just he turns away from the Museloth. He just kind of looking around at the trees and the different Oathbreakers. Still remains silent though, just kind of waiting.
The woman lets out a shuddering breath, and she says, "Is someone there?"
He thinks over the SIBO network, says, "There's nothing we can do for her or any of them at the moment, so best not to interfere with their punishments. Anything you can think of that would be a mercy to them now will only prolong, make it worse."
If you can hear me, if there's any way, tell him I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry I forsook him. And they just begin to weep, and you just see streams of black ichor coming from the hollow sockets of their eaten eyes as they just weep pitifully. You guys sense a presence both on the network and behind you, as stepping out of a tear in reality, you see the Warden. Looks exactly like all the other Ultralos, except this one has a heavyweight championship belt tied around his black Sith robes.
Yes.
That was gonna be World of Warcraft. He's just large for some reason.
Yeah, of course, well, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got huge shoulder pads. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Warden says, the Dreamwalker, you have come.
Indeed.
What brings you to our humble prison? Are you here to see your centaurs? Perhaps you wish to try your luck in the arena. Or, and they begin to do that spidery finger steeple thing with their extra jointed fingers, you have come for business?
For now, we're interested in the arena, seeing your champions and maybe observing some of the fights, perhaps participating.
To only observe. Be a pity. I have heard such great tales of the deeds of the heroes of prophecy. I should very much like to see them in action.
What would our participation be worth to you, Warden?
A great deal. After all, it would draw the attention of your greatest fan and supporter. And
Warren goes
everything
furious.
is always more lively with the mistress of death around. I have prepared for such a day. At her urging, I would set a table of violence before you that you would glut yourselves upon until your proverbial stomachs burst from satisfaction. The greatest foes you have ever faced, whose souls I was able to snatch away from the hungry mouths of the gods, wait for you. In what I like to call the boss rush. And he fans his big alien fingers, and you see his little lizard mouth open in a smile. Surviving such a gauntlet would not only prove world above and below. Your great strength, your progress, and your potential. But it could be beneficial in other ways. What would you like to fight for?
We can leave what we'd fight for aside for now. And just know that we're interested. But first, we want to see the arena.
Of course. You would be my honored guest. You may stay in the guest quarters as long as you like. And food and drink will be brought to you if you still desire such things.
Or not.
And when he says that, it occurs to you guys that other than Sibo, none of you have really eaten or drank like the whole time you've been down here. It just never really occurred to you. You just never felt the need to do so.
And after that idea enters his head, Julian immediately tries to push it out again.
Yeah,
knowing
right.
that if he
As your
focuses
tummy
on
starts
it, it's only
grumbling.
gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I got you.
Alright.
And with the warden, is he on a different channel as far as we can tell, or would he? Is
It
he
seems like he's started his own channel essentially.
Okay.
You know, like a new Discord chat started, but you guys still have your own Discord chat.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Julian will think over the SIBO network. We're probably going up against a bloody fuck ton of hydras, if what he's describing is accurate.
Oh yeah, so many
And we
hydras.
don't have Halos with us. I would like to point out.
Well, we haven't agreed to it yet.
No, but I feel like we're being maneuvered.
Well, from what it sounds like, what is our goal here? What are we trying? What, are we trying to bring somebody back? We're trying to trade.
Honestly,
Esther.
yeah, I think we should trade Esther to here. This is the one thing that he's been trying to avoid. I think this is the thing that we give him.
Dang, bro, ice cold. After everything he's done for you.
Exactly.
Hijacked my body at some of the worst moments.
That's true. I do like it when he screws with Julian.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm glad there's one thing we can also agree on after 150 episodes. So
I don't know if I want to keep playing with y'all, motherfuckers.
Andronicus, I wouldn't be so quick to consign someone to a fate here on this island. Though, if we did have to send someone, Esther would be
Julian
among
will
the top
think
ones.
at Oren some of the images he's gotten when Esther has been in charge, and he's been reminiscing in his head.
Mm.
And that's just a taste.
I'm not sure anyone deserves this more than Esther does. And if these people are here, less deserving, then we should at least give them the one who deserves it the most.
I don't
Thing
disagree,
is-
but it is an eternity of punishment. It shouldn't be an easy thing to give to anyone.
Strange though. Many of us might think that Esther deserves this. But again, the people who come here are people who have broken an oath.
yeah, again, there's no like 9 alignment system, but Maya, that, I mean, instinctively, you know that condemning a person to an afterlife that they didn't earn is inherently evil.
Mhm.
Even
but
even if you feel they deserve it.
Esther did earn this, though. That's why he's so hesitant to. That's why he was so scared of dying, right? Like,
Right,
because
but
he
I
knew
don't
this was
believe
coming.
he broke
The
any
thing is,
oaths.
yeah, if he died, he would not come here. This is not where you. This is not where you go when you just die. It's where you go when you break an oath. This is the punishment for breaking an oath. You could be as horrible as Esther. Doesn't matter if you didn't break an oath.
Yeah, like all the other Dragonlords, at least not the ones that didn't break oaths that were bad. They're hanging out in Asphodel or wherever.
Okay. Well, that's why I just want to know what is our goal here.
I want to speak with Hirak and Kalik before determining anything.
Considering that they didn't break an oath, we could see if we can get them to come with us by other means.
Assuming they want to leave.
Yeah, assuming they want to leave.
I think that if they're able to come together, they will. Remember what we learned about Kalik, how she kept trying to find a way out.
I thought that was just Lotus Witch's story.
Now, there's been other parts of the story that have been confirmed to be true. I wouldn't be surprised if that one was as well.
I don't remember Kalik being so interested in Kalik that way. Anyways, okay, so we want to meet Hirak and Kalik.
I'm also curious who the new champion is.
Okay, well, let's head to this guest room and watch some of the entertainment.
Okay. Let me get all this loaded up real quick. Clear all this out. Go. Maybe? Alright, there we go. Clear this out for you. Okay. What's this little man doing here? So, on the roleplay map, there's a little Orin that I can't select. He's just there forever.
Is he a tile?
He's not a
Just the wrong
tile.
guy.
When you mouse over him, it says Orin. It's really weird.
I'm Tiny Arden.
Oh well, I guess there'll just be a little Orin there forever.
Aw.
Oh, it disappeared. Okay, it disappeared.
Aw.
It could have been there forever. All right, let me grab.
By the way, did you guys get my chakram back?
We
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right, so I have to re-add that to myself then.
Also, if anybody, wait, did we do a long rest before we got here?
No.
We still haven't done a long rest.
That would
We-
be
we
very.
did-
That would make a boss rush, 150 episode boss rush, pretty rough. Pretty
We
fucking rough.
we long rest. We long rest after the got my mother's chakram. Before we went
Yeah,
to
what do
the
you
cube.
what do you need a long rest for? We didn't we walked around the Hunger's Cube and then talked to some dead dragons.
No, because you get there's 11 HP of temporary hit points if we
Okay.
if we had done it. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably on me. We would have long rested after the Medusa Hydra thing.
Yeah.
So those would have come back to you.
Okay.
That means we would have all had that temp HP from that one long rest then.
Yes.
What do you
Yeah.
think? It's 11.
11. Yes.
One of you has like a very bright natural light coming off
Thank
your
you.
mini.
I appreciate that.
You're just glowing. You're just glowing. All right.
It's
Big Zandronicos, maybe.
Oh, I think so. Let's see.
That's probably
Lights.
from when
Yep.
he was cursed.
Here we go. Oh, that's one of you turned off. It's fine. Whatever. Okay, so we'll use this map for now. It's fine. And let's see. Let me grab the warden for you. Righty. And let's see. Grab one of these. There we go. What else would they have? Guys. Yeah, this is fine for now. Okay. So the warden introduces you to Musculolamia Noble 1, name withheld. She slithers over to you boobily. And she says, you will be our guest. I am very pleased. We have not had such esteemed heroes visit in some time. Not since Sidon's children made an arena of their own within Praxis.
When was that?
It is hard to say. Time is slippery. But I know that it features some of the greatest heroes who have passed on and returned. The warden looks at her like, damn, you got a big mouth, girl. But doesn't say anything. And then he telepathically says to you, I will leave you in her care. When a fight worth your time is available for viewing, she will bring you to witness it. When you are ready to talk business or leave, she will call for me.
That's
Okay. So as he rolls out, she takes you to your suites. They are beautiful, well appointed. There is abundance of wine and mead and meat and baked goods, fruits, vegetables. Veritable banquet to satisfy all palates.
Orange grabs a cup of wine.
Okay. She lingers at the door and says, do you need anything at all? I will provide it for you.
Could you bring Hirak and Kalik here?
Ah, yes. I do believe they are slated for a battle. Would you like to witness it yourselves?
We would.
Excellent. Then we should hurry. It may already be underway.
And 6 combat rounds, Orange. He's huffing it, you know.
All right. Let's see. Where's this arena at? Underworld, Iron Cube, prison. Ah, here we go.
Most fights are like 24 to 30 seconds. We gotta go quick.
Oh, jeez. I've got to find out. I honest to God have to find out when, how long a combat round takes in World of Darkness. Because if it's like no one knows, it's just cool, I'll be like, guess I'm switching over. All right.
You should hear what Cyberpunk is.
It's like a minute, right, per round?
No, it's 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. I like to take my time, you know. I like to take my. I want
all those cybernetic enhancements, man.
All right. I guess fights do actually go pretty damn fast in the Vigima game, so it will always be a Vigima game for me first, and a tabletop second. I'm sorry.
It is for me. It is for me too.
Yeah.
It's a video game, then anime, then it turned to a tabletop.
All right. Let's see. Wait. Oh, wait. Here we go. We use sexy Hirak. Nice.
So that's what Maya was saying. Like she doesn't remember Herak and Kalik being
Being
like
so
that.
cool. Well, I mean, you know, it's been a long time. What do you? I mean, it could be like that. You don't know. I mean, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Time is amorphous down here.
Yeah.
And also, we're like in Lotus's thing, they were lovers, weren't they? Brother and sister.
I mean,
No, I don't think
No,
so.
no, they were lovers.
Yeah, that was a thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Remember, because her dad didn't like him.
Didn't
Yeah.
approve of him, and
And then
then
we had the
he
best
got
friends.
banished, and she decided to leave with him.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yep. And
Yeah,
Sibo
what-
contemplated hitting on her, but he didn't want to upset Hirak.
Right. And
And then
then
he
what
got
you
some
didn't
story.
know that was revealed in the Snyder cut was that he's addicted to her tasty donut, her tasty chocolate donut.
That's what
Yep.
I'm saying. Yes.
Only Zack
That's right.
Snyder has the courage to really put, you know, the truth out there. You know what I'm saying? The gritty, dirty truth. Just saying.
That's what a Lotus Witch was all up on it.
Oh
yeah.
man, gritty. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, they're omnivores. Sometimes she eat a lot of corn. Anyways, let me take you guys over to the scene. I stalled you all long enough.
Zach Chocolate Starfish Snyder.
That's what they call him now on Reddit. That's what they call him.
Yep. Yep.
All right, look at
It
this.
is
Well, I'm
now.
gonna
Look at,
call him now.
look at this gorgeous map. Some kid named Zapiku made this a long time ago. I don't know if he still makes maps or not, but damn, he did a great job with this one.
Haven't we?
No,
Yeah.
we totally haven't. We've never been here before.
Listen, one of their things that they justify charging you so much money for their Patreon is that you get like 15 variations of every map, and they literally had a Nether Seas version of this Coliseum.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even have to do any work to change the colors or anything. This is just out of the box. So that's what a fan they are of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Good
Awesome.
stuff. All right, so you guys arrive, and let me change out the music for something more, I don't know.
Gladiatorial.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Let's
No,
see.
actually not yet, because it's paused. The game is paused.
Oh, is that why? Oh man.
No,
All right.
no, I was just making shit up.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We'll do this. Here we go. Yep, you see some skeletons with fucking electric guitars. Anyways, these two are fighting back to back. They are grievously wounded. There are dead wights on the ground around them, but it is looking like it's going to be a tough fight as they are moving in on them. The crowd is cheering, and it's obvious that Hirak and Kalik are crowd favorites. Looking down at the centaurs who died alongside you in the battle to retrieve the Ultros from the hateful specter of Esther. Sorry. The hateful specter of Esther. they seem to be the same physically, but also there is a weariness to their eyes, a hardness there that was not there before. And yeah, the two of them fight in tandem. They do some fucking Chrono Trigger X Strike shit just so that Nathan could be happy. And then he picks her up and he fucking throws her in the air, and she does like a fucking like flying centaur like dragoon maneuver, so that Will can be happy. And so on, so on, yeah, so on and so forth. So on and so forth. Yeah, so they're just going fucking ape shit out there fighting, but they are taking some grievous hits. You guys have fought these types of wights before, when Lutheria was testing her new champion and the will of Telemachus back on Scorpion Island. And you know that these guys are some pretty badass motherfuckers. So, you guys jump in, or do you just watch to see what happens? You look over and
think over the network. Since the speed of thought is so fast, he's going to think over the network. If we want to make a case and gain them as allies, we might want to just go for it and jump in. The trouble is that might trigger the boss fight.
We haven't made terms with the warden yet. Don't give them. They've been fighting here for who knows how long. They can handle themselves.
That one white is really fast.
Yeah, all right.
Man, look hard.
So they continue to fight it out as you guys watch. You look through the crowd, and it's just, nondescript, ghostly dead people. You do recognize a few peeps from your past, kind of sitting in the crowd. Over yonder, you see Yeti Big Boss Man.
I realized he died.
Yeah.
I
looks,
remember that.
He looks over at you guys and locks eyes with you from across the arena. Like, oh, it's you guys.
Did he notice? Did he notice me and back away?
No. They're down here. They're used to this kind of shit.
His title?
I'm hiding behind Oren, so he definitely didn't notice me anyway.
Does he still have his title of what? Yeti Big Boss Man?
Yeah, Yeti Bane.
Yeti Bane. Yeti Bane.
He's got
Emir Bane, Yeti Bane.
Third of his name, shit going on. So it's there probably.
I'm hiding behind Oren anyway, so because he's scary.
All right.
Meet your Aku vibes off this dude. Just saying.
As the violence plays out and becomes increasingly more gruesome, you see Poetic White grab hold of Kalik, lift her into the air, as this adventurous White just buries his Minotaur horns into her horse abdomen and tears it open. Her intestines pour free, and she lets out a scream of agony as the crowd goes absolutely wild. Hirak grits his teeth, he cries out for his love, and he runs this White through, spinning the White around on his lance, and then smashing it against the White holding Kalik. She spills to the ground, her intestines pouring out even faster, gasping. Holding on to her energy, her life force. The Whites begin to close in on the pair. He rides over to stand over her defensively, but there are just too many of them. The action economy is not in their favor.
No.
You guys let it play out?
Yep. Orange.
All right.
Watching.
Before the end, they take down 3 more of the Whites. But in the end, with a shuddering breath, Kalik finally succumbs to the bleed damage, and Hirak, fighting the remaining 2 by himself, is finally brought low. The remaining 2 Whites parade around, doing the "Are you not into trains" gesture. and then the other one makes a choo-choo with his fist. They headbutt, and then they are escorted out. As they walk past you, they look up into the stands, and one of them, the guy that's making the choo-choo gesture, he does the "I'm watching you," 2 fingers pointing, and then they head out.
I give him a thumbs up at that.
Oh
Thumbs
shit!
up. Oh, man.
It was hard for me to watch, okay?
Okay. Attendants come out, and they begin to drag the still living combatants off the field, for they cannot die when you are already dead. All right. So as they are escorted off the field, you see the warden sitting in a throne made of the same obsidian as everything else. He looks over at all of you, and he gives a very slight nod, and he blinks his 3 eyelids over his eyes, and then turns his attention back to the arena floor.
We'll turn to our Lamia guide and say, can you take us down to where Hirak and Kalik are recovering?
Of course, I have been instructed to give you whatever whatever you need, and whatever I can provide. And this is well within my abilities. All right, so she brings you back around. Let's see. Go back to the roleplay screen.
As they're walking, Warren says, not a bad showing. I think if they weren't so outmatched or outnumbered, they would have been able to handle it easily.
Mm.
You can see in this place, Oren's kind of slipped back. He seems watching the fight. He was mostly just analyzing and just going through the motions. As they were getting disemboweled and dying, or quote unquote, he didn't seem too concerned. Seems as if this is kind of par for the course here.
And here we are. I will be outside if you need anything at all. All right. The ghoul medics kind of finish bandaging the pair up, and the one ghoul says, "You'll live." Sort of. And then the one wearing a little nurse hat puts a big, colorful bandage over Calic's tummy and says, "All good." And then they shamble out.
Oh man, I just got the art for him.
See? Look at that, so
Okay.
cute. Oh, you had.
nice.
Oh, dang! Yours is so much better, man. Nice. The little nurse hat, beautiful. So that'll be the doctor, and I'll be the nurse. There you go. Perfect.
Alright. Yeah, Oren, he walks in, and he comes up, and he does like there's the arm grab with the Hirak, the predator handshake. Tries to, at least, I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay. As you do, Hirak gives you a son of a bitch handshake, and Calic gives you a son of a bitch handshake with your other available. Do you have another available
Yeah.
handshake? Simultaneous 3-way son of a bitch handshake.
Says not
Okay,
bad,
great.
not bad. Yeah, they had them
Calic
there.
says,
Spicy.
they got a lucky hit. We were playing with extreme crit cards today.
4 Minotaurs and 5 Whites, always a tough matchup.
Indeed. My friends, it is good to see you again. It has been too long.
It's you two, Kalik, Hirak.
Where is Corinna?
She's on the ship, the Ultros.
Ah,
Well,
Is she-
Stormbreaker.
and she is well?
Yes.
Thank goodness. That girl was so young and so brave. She gave so much, all of herself and more, for the cause. I am glad to have not seen her here, of all places. She says, Yerek and I, we fight here, day and night, to train and grow strong. We want to help. We do not wish to leave you and the world behind. Our business is yet unfinished. Lady Lutheria has promised that when the time comes, we will be returned to battle, to aid you. And so we train. And Hirak just gives a firm nod, like,
Has Diphtheria visited you many times then?
Not so many, no. I see her sometimes upon the throne, watching the combatants as they fight. In truth, I dread seeing her there, for that is always when the monstrosities are brought out. To fight against a man, or a man-like thing, is one thing. But the horrors they bring forth to impress her, they are unorthodox, they are... And she just kind of shudders, remembering some of the battle.
Always too many heads.
Yes. I want to thank you, Orin. I lost my way. And you, and Hirak, and that weird skeleton guy, and those other people, you came for me. You didn't have to do that. You could have let me follow my foolish path into destruction. Lose myself in sorrow and vengeance, but you, both of you, you showed me there was a better way. And I remember it every day, in every fight. I may not be as strong as I could have been, but my strength is my own, as is my mind and my soul. Thank you.
Nods. As they've been talking, he's been looking between Hirak and Kalik, and he's happy to see them both. But he's also looking over both of them. Aside from the expected, I guess, battle scars, is there anything else that stands out about either of them? Anything that might have changed since you last saw them?
Anything
Well,
purple?
Anything purple?
So it's weird, right? Because they don't technically have physical bodies anymore, they are what they think they should look like. Right? Like their physical manifestation is whatever they think it should be, and you are pleased to see that the two of them look physically stronger. Hirak does not move with any sort of limp or lameness, and the two of them seem to have filled out with musculature and a sort of like confidence and poise that they did not have when they were young and alive.
Thinking about, like, looking at them now and like thinking about us, if we were to try and take them back, since they're like spirits now or ghosts,
Mhm.
or what happens if they leave? Are they still ghosts when they go up, or is it do we need to find them bodies?
Well, technically, they would be given their bodies in whatever state their bodies are in, which is how you end up with stuff like this. Hmm.
And their bodies fell through the Nyx. So I don't think we have their bodies anymore.
Warden can get them. Kyorga's popping in. I know he's kicking around the gladiator. He couldn't leave him out of the arena. He probably came without the B team token.
Yeah, he just used a shore leave pass. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's see. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we need to, or else Lutherius spoke true. If you're ready, we would have you brought from this place. I think we can get the award to agree to it.
Just like that? It is time for us to go?
Well, there'll be
Maybe
one
not
last.
just like that. Yeah.
There'll be one last showing. The Heroes of Prophecy here. And then we'll leave.
Hmm.
Do you think you're both ready?
Oh man, they both look at each other, and then they kind of look a little downcast because they just lost a fight in front of you guys. And then Hirak says, "On the battlefield, who can ever say if you're ready or not? But our hearts are ready, and our training has taken us this far. A willingness to fight, a willingness to die. I feel in that way, we are ready."
Or not? Good. Who's the current champion here?
Calyx smiles and says, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you. It's probably best you see for yourself." And Hirak says, "I can tell you this much. They can fly at will."
Son of a... That's a cheap trick.
We need to find a way to fly, Owen.
Flying's lame. People should find a way to stay on the ground. Train all this time, then everybody just starts getting wings.
Oh gosh, Hirak and Calyx look at each other, and they look at you, and then Hirak says, "You do not have a way to fly yet?"
Nah, I usually just throw stuff.
Julian
Oh.
does, and Andronicos does.
I have a couple ideas, but you know.
Muscle Lamia returns, and she says, "Who wants pizza?" She drops off pizzas for you guys.
Oh, they're red and tokens. It's a pizza mimic.
No, they're just hostile
I
pizzas.
slay the pizza.
They're all Hawaiian.
Hawaiian.
Well, it is hell. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Worse, it's a poorly made buffalo chicken pizza.
Cauliflower crust.
Ugh.
Ugh.
The worst. Oh well. Yeah. So they're ready if you can get them out of here. Yeah.
Sounds
I mean,
like
Lutheria said that they
deal.
could leave. I'm sure she's telling the truth. So.
Let's go and speak with the warden then. We're ready for the boss rush.
When you say that, Telemachus says, "Wait, we are ready for the boss rush. Do you not remember what happened in the desert? Because I remember. I was fighting for my life."
Fell off a couple of hills, if I recall.
It was crazy. You want to do more than that?
We don't have Greasing here to bail us out this time.
We'll make it
Yeah,
work.
now,
Strong
what do we
argument.
want? What do we want to? What do we want to do? Why are we doing the boss rush? What are we going to ask for?
The release of Hirak and Kalik.
Well, he did mention that the arena is for releasing somebody who broke an oath. Other stuff can be asked for to release somebody who's not like that. So do we want to use the arena to free somebody else, and then do something else to free Hirak and Kalik?
And then soul swap.
Alternatively, if we can find actually, it might be too late now. Let me check.
If we swap Sivo's soul with somebody, he'll never have to see his dad again.
That's fair. I'm in. Is that on the table? Is that on the table?
Far off in the distance, we just hear Hallows. No.
What if we swap my dad's soul for somebody?
I think we probably have to have the person/soul with us.
I can handle that.
10 days.
Okay. So Musclelamia says, oh, do you want me to tell the warden that you would like to speak with them? If not, you can enjoy your pizza. It's like a cheesy flatbread with toppings. It's very popular in many worlds.
I had some when I was in Hawaii.
Ah. Some worlds pretend it is a vegetable.
Warren glances over to Telemachus. You could have sworn Telemachus it was.
Telemachus says, is it okay to eat things? I do not want to give a baby birth out of my asshole.
It's fine.
Why not? You scared?
I am very scared, yes. I am much bigger than you. And I heard when I was a baby, I was quite large and had a big head.
Got to
So-
show number 2 who it works for. You know what I mean?
I am not sure I do. I will abstain. No pizza will enter this sacred temple. Yeah, everyone's too afraid to eat anything after Sibo gave live birth from his asshole. So the pizzas, unless you say otherwise, sit uneaten.
Julie
Sibo
will
eats
turn
it.
to Telemachus and say, don't worry. I mean, I helped Sibo through the process. I'm sure I can help you.
Here's the thing, Sibo. In hell, pizza is still pizza. So even if it's bad, it's still pretty good.
It's pretty
'Cause
good, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how pizza operates. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I eat the shit out of it.
All right, it's delicious. It's delicious.
Choice of words.
You know why it's delicious? Because this is 5th edition D&D, and they just cast prestidigitation on it to make it taste good. Because no one has to be good at fucking anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Good.
You just gotta have magic.
Yeah. I can't wait till we play Pathfinder.
Yeah, and it's like, let me roll for the pizza quality. You all died. Yeah.
Oh man.
That wasn't salt. That was rat poison.
Whoopsies. You didn't have the feat to identify the difference between salt and rat poison? Guess everyone's fucking dead. Sorry, guys. Wait, you didn't take pizza specialization at level 14? You idiots.
Idiots.
What are you doing making a pizza without 6 different feats to support it, dumbass? Yeah, anyways. Back here in IV, take a shit on a leaf, call it a pizza, cast prestidigitation on it, and eat it. That's what you have to do. Mm.
No, you gotta cast prestidigitation, and then was it
Purify
Was
food
it-
and drink.
Purify food and drink. Done. Exactly.
Done.
Top-
I mean,
Top it with some minced up good berries. Oh baby, now
Mhm.
we're cooking.
Exactly.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
that was a
That's your-
delicacy in Noriande.
Why don't we
That's
make
fair.
our own open source D&D cookbook, but it's just like fucking dumb recipes like that?
Yeah, it's just the most horrible, sickening, disgusting stuff. And then the recipe is like
The last step is like now cast purify food and drink and prestidigitation, and you're done. Optional, top with Goodberry. So someone is at the door.
Hmm.
You see Karis Ashenforge and Brutus. Brutus points one of his bones right at Orin, or sorry, they point one of their bones right at Orin, and then they say friendship, and they go up and they give you a hug.
Aw.
Or returns the hug, says, yeah, friendship. Good to see you again.
Karis just huge blush.
No,
on her
nice.
face upon
Oh
seeing
yeah,
Orin.
I guess you guys would have a better idea of what we're dealing with here. Okay, you hear lumbering footsteps coming down the hallway. It's gonna take him a while to get here. I hope. Yeah. So yeah, I guess roleplay amongst. I love this roleplay amongst yourselves. I'd love to hear your Nether Seas characters roleplay with your mythic characters. Let's see it. Ultimate roleplay challenge. Go.
Karis brushes her hair behind her ear, looking at Orin and no one else.
Oh,
It
nice.
says, You're back. You didn't come to see us before now.
We've only been here for a short while. Well, yes. How was your stay in the arena found you?
I missed you.
It is good to see all of you again.
Wait a second. Wait, your name's. Wait a second. Was that real?
Was what real?
I was gonna step back and
What's great is that Orin doesn't know that he was being played.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, in Orin's defense, we only just got here.
All right.
I mean, to the island.
Brianna whispers to the other B team members, says, "What is going on?"
it was I don't know. Orin, who are your friends here?
Hello.
Well, Orin says,
Is that pizza?
Calyx's eyes light up, and she says, "Pandion and Odious, you're back from your secret mission. Here, have some pizza."
Is that you?
Are you allowed to speak of the secret mission that you were sent on?
I lost my head.
You did what?
I lost my head.
He lost his head.
I don't remember much of it.
these are acquaintances from Theria's covert cell for recoveries and acquisitions within the netherworlds.
Okay, so Orin, is this Brutus?
That's Brutus, yeah. He's all about that friendship life. Real stand-up guy. Over there you've got Karis.
If you cross him, you'll have a bone to pick with you.
Weapon Master. And you have
that's Phineas and Odious?
That's Pandion and Odious.
Pandion and Odious. Oh. Over the network, she's gonna say, Julian, it was real.
Of course it was real, Bio. Of course.
He's pressure off. Was what real? I don't know what you're talking about.
Just gaslighter.
It is good to see you all
Julian doesn't want to
again.
believe that it's real. He's lying to himself more than anyone.
Well, I guess Brutus turns to Orin and then looks at everybody else. All the rest of the Heroes of Prophecy says, "Friendship."
Friendship. Do we
It was a question to you, Oren.
Oh, yeah, or not. It's friendship. He's looking down at his wrist
Mm.
like he's looking at a watch, and he like looks around like,
to win on a ship.
Musculolamia says, well, it's very nice of you to catch up, but I'm very sorry. Stealth Death Squad, you are needed back at the Hypnos. So you have to report in. I don't know why you came by here. This is not where the Hypnos is. But then
Brutus turns to her and says, "Friendship."
but then Karis, you inform them that in fact the Hypnos is here. It is docked off the coast right now.
They
I
still
mean-
have the deck of many things.
No, that never happened.
Yeah.
So she ushers you guys out. She says, I'm sorry. I didn't know that they would cause such a disturbance.
No, there was a very surreal experience.
That
It
happens a
was
lot
real
around
on
here.
the coast. It was.
good to see them again. Don't know why you're so taken aback, though, Maya.
Yeah, Maya, you remember the low switch telling you to your fucking face that it was just a game and that your actions and decisions were in no way going to affect any actual people in real life ever.
Yes, and Maya knows that she's pretty good at reading people, and she didn't read that. So this is one of those things where
You don't have to be on edge with them just because they're working for Lytheria. They're all upstanding people. They just find themselves in the predicament of having to carry out some of her wills. I'm sure if you talk to them, you'd find them most agreeable.
yeah, I feel like I know a lot about at least Brutus.
I'd say he's one of the more complex characters there. There's a lot more to Brutus than meets the eye.
See. Okay. So what are we what are we doing next?
Well, we need to get the Warden to agree to terms to release Irak and Kalik from their service. And I suppose if we're going to try and swap Estor with one of the Oathbreakers, good. Come to terms with that as well. Though, I'm still not sure if it's the right path forward.
One thing to keep in mind too is that I know he's supposed to be trapped inside of Julian. Is it possible for him to be removed without harming Julian?
It's beyond my knowledge.
And if it's a legit swap, does that mean that another soul goes back into Julian?
Maybe. Either way, so I guess out of leaving here, we want to just make sure we have Kalik and Irak. But in terms of swapping,
we
is
don't
this something we
have
want
to
to do?
take anyone back. We could just drop Esther off, honestly.
Like, here, this is freebie. This is yours.
And I would also like to point out that I get the point of view that, Oathbreakers should be the ones that are punished here. But he may not have broken any oaths.
It's not about should, Julian. It is.
Maya, he raped my mother.
No. What I'm saying
He committed
is
unspeakable acts against creatures that you called friends and family of the Old Wood.
I
That's
understand.
the sort of man he is.
I understand. What I'm saying is that this place is not a place to punish people for doing bad acts. This is a place that punishes Oathbreakers.
Oh, I think they're suggesting you give him to the warden to just fight in the arena endlessly.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is different than being strapped to a tree for all eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep down, Julie just wants him strapped to a tree for all eternity for what he did.
Oh yeah, Andronicus too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he's a real sack of shit.
Yeah, I mean, the only opposition Oren's putting up for that is just, I don't know if we want to be the judge, jury, and executioner of that, start meeting out punishments like that. Because it's,
Understandable.
If we can damn a man that deserves to be damned, and in doing so save one who doesn't, it seems worse to leave things as they are.
Are we saving? If we take someone from here, are we saving them when they don't? Are we taking them for something they don't deserve? Because by
That's
the way this
what
is set
we
up,
need to find out. We need to find someone that deserves to be saved.
well, if they're here, they broke an oath, right?
If they're here strapped to a tree, they broke
Yeah,
an
yeah,
oath. Yeah, if they're in the arena, they're here because they've either been tricked into, enticed into, or have volunteered to fight here to avoid their actual afterlife.
So I guess one thing I'm wondering is the trading, for anybody, or is the trading for people who broke oaths?
Oh, yeah. The rumor is you can get a person off a tree if you're willing to, if you impress the warden and trade him a soul in exchange. But that is highly unethical and technically against the rules.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is why that one Mesloth, you might remember the one that was, flattened Mesloth 13.
Yeah. He wanted. That's why he was trying to snitch, whistleblower right there.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah.
Okay. So again, that's what I pretty much want to let everybody know is that if we're gonna do the whole trading thing, the hardest thing to get from the bet, like I guess the rarest thing to get from that will be somebody who's on a tree. If we don't want to get somebody off the tree, we don't necessarily have to go through the boss rush. I mean, we can just go to the boss rush because we want to, fight bosses. But I'm just saying, what we if we just want to drop off Esther, and we could do that. Is there somebody we want to get here who's on a tree, or we just want to get Iraq and Kalik?
Well, who would we want to get off of a tree that we know that is an oathbreaker?
I don't think I don't know if there's anybody really.
Well, exactly. Like if you don't have anyone you need to free, and you don't want to free anyone, I mean, there's no sense in, doing all that to try and do it. You know what I mean? You have other things on your plate, other things that need doing.
That's why I'm posing the question. If there's something we want to do, what do we want to do here?
But
Also,
the warden,
you know,
the warden is very interested in seeing you fight. So if you had something that you wanted that was within its ability to provide, I mean, it's definitely willing. It's definitely willing to discuss business possibilities.
rather than exchange of souls, what if we requested that one was destroyed?
what's that? Who do you have in mind? Esther?
Esther? No, I don't think destroying Esther is the... Like Julian said, that I don't know
Oblivion's too good for him.
exactly. I don't think. Yes, and denying Lutheria Esther would also not be good. I speak of Orestia,
making her suffering end.
To be honest, I don't think any oath broken is worth an eternity of suffering on this island. I prefer that any oath breaker was simply destroyed utterly and their soul returned to
Hmm.
its.
How do you learn from your mistake if you can't prove that you learned from your mistake?
Damn, bro.
I don't think this island does anyone any good.
Did you tell Disney that? Is that why we got the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
It may deter people from breaking their oaths, but their destruction would work just as well as a deterrent without confining them to unending torment.
And that's one of the reasons why I asked before, why oaths? What makes an oath so breaking an oath so horrible that you can be Esther but not be worthy of this type of suffering? But breaking one's promise, an oath, leads to this. I don't know.
Removing one soul from a tree, though, and destroying it, granting it release, it leads me to think of the rest, and where does it end? I think if we start with one, it might as well be them all. But I don't know if the warden would agree to anything that would result in the absence of any oathbreakers on his trees. Though I
Well,
don't really know his motivations either, or their motivations either.
And as far as the method of punishment for the Oathbreakers, how else do you expect to keep gods or almost god-like beings in check? The promise has to mean something. There aren't terrible consequences for it. I'm not saying I like the way they've gone about things, but for there to be meaning, there has to be a consequence for it.
There can still be consequences without needless cruelty.
Yeah, and also how many people are down here because the terms were construed or confusing.
I mean, Julian, let me ask you, how many gods are up on those trees?
Probably none, because they are the ones that set the rules. They have been the ones that abusing the system. I'm not saying keep the system in place.
I'm gonna stop you there. Remember, in this setting, there are capital G gods and there's lowercase g gods. There are many gods that are not the twins or the five, and you have met some of them. And it's said that gods and mortals alike are pinned to those trees and suffering for their hubris, their folly. So yeah.
Maybe that's we can find out who those people are. That's a trade.
So the area is
Were
they
there
bring.
Titans on there too? Or was there just the Titan
there's-
Island?
You are aware of the location of the other Titans.
Yeah, I don't think there's Titans. I think.
I know there was that other Dragonlord that we saw. I feel like I thought that I remembered that there was somebody else that we knew that didn't really deserve to be here, but I can't remember.
Midas wanted to get what's her name?
Yeah.
From here.
Well, the
We just saw.
Ram sent us there, right?
The ram.
Oh, Midas. Midas was after Orestia.
Yeah, Restia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was one other that we knew of that was there. But I can't remember what it
Midas
was.
didn't want to fall into Lutheria's hands because
Yeah.
he was refusing to let people die. He and the
Yeah.
Golden Ram. And
Yeah.
so he was afraid of what would happen to him if he was at her mercy. And that's why you guys were able to trade him the promise of oblivion rather than having to fear death.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess what Maya's saying is that right now, I guess, do we know of any lowercase g gods that have broken oaths and are on this island? I guess we can ask the warden about that.
Would Sibo know any?
Do you want to free them just because they're gods, or
No, just want to know if there are any.
No. Yeah.
Because
Well,
if it's
also,
only if
why?
the only people who have ever broken an oath are mortals, and
Mhm.
not any gods, then I mean, it's something to think about too.
It's fair. Okay. Sibo, go ahead and give me a history check.
This can't be below a 23.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
All right. So, Sibo, you know of a at least one story that comes to mind of a minor deity of a minor deity of the coastline. Her name was Siskia. Siskia was essentially the goddess of the tides, right? And she is
Mhm.
said to be a daughter of Fengari, the moon.
Mm.
So smitten by her was Sidon, right? That he wooed and courted her and all that jazz. And so ephemeral and fragile and precious was she that he could not bear the idea of sharing her with anyone else. And so he essentially wed her, and during that time, uh, he himself was committed solely to her, and she was committed solely to him. And Lutheria obviously didn't enjoy this particular period of history. It was also problematic because then the tides weren't functioning properly anymore. So it was a rough time for everybody except the two lovebirds. They swore oaths of essentially matrimony and monogamy to each other, but she was unfaithful in the end, and Siskia was caught in the arms of another, and before Sidon could process everything and enact his rage upon her, the Erinyes came and dragged her away to the island of the Oathbreakers. Now, there's speculation that she was dealt a bamboozle by Lutheria, but it did not change the fact that she had lain with another.
Is there any context around who?
Oh, around who she laid with?
Yes.
It's apparently just a very handsome, muscular Gigan who was killed very quickly with lightning bolts by Sidon.
Okay.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the name of the individual has been lost in the time between.
I'll share that with.
Well,
And there are other examples like that I mean, the gods here are just
Mortal Deluxe with cheese. Mortal Royale. So they make the same fuck ups, the same mistakes. They have the same hubris that would make them think that they are capable of maintaining an oath. And then they don't. And there are Areniers aboard the Hypnos and living within the Tower of Praxis to keep an eye on the twins. And it is said that they are the manifestation of Thylea's will, like her enforcement of Os in the world. And the fact that she has them stationed in her 2 remaining children's homes kind of speaks volumes to how serious these things are. Yeah, so it's definitely not something that was designed just to fuck around with mortals. This existed well before mortals even arrived, and definitely way before settlers arrived.
Right.
See, I think with that, Maya kind of understands a little bit better now of why. So, okay, what do we want to do? So, what do we want to ask the warden for?
So OOC, we've hammered down that the only negotiation with the warden needs to be done to remove somebody off for a soul exchange. To get Hirak and Kalik out, that's just kind of, that's not so much the warden's call as it would be Lutheria's, I guess.
I mean, yeah, Lutheria put this thing in charge of this island, and then she's doing her own shit.
Okay.
She's certainly like the CEO, but this is like the acting, manager / president, whatever of the operation.
Right. So if that's the case, could we just walk out with Hirak and Kalik without even talking to the warden?
Or I might have to swing by Lutheria's.
Yeah, since they're there, it's parked here. Apparently.
We have to talk to somebody about it because, the whole business with overthrow the warden and still install me as the new one with Cube Keeper 13, Cube Keeper, whatever, Crypt Keeper, doesn't matter. Suggests that somebody can be like hand wave. Okay, yeah, they can go so long as the price is paid.
But they're not here because they're like trapped, right? They're here because they came here and Lutheria said they can leave when they leave. If we were just walk out and say like, yeah, that's what Lutheria said, she's here. If you want to confirm with her, you can, and we are on our way.
With these two,
yeah,
probably.
But that's like big, like that. That's like huge colonies.
That's what I'm saying. But with Hirak and Kalik, I think we could probably do that. And if there's anything else we want, though, that's when we need to do negotiations. So I'm trying to think, what else do we want?
I'd like to see what happens if we destroyed Orestia's soul, granted her oblivion.
Okay, I'm for that. If that's what we want to do.
Can you?
You don't want to ask to replace her. You just want to ask for her to be destroyed.
I don't think it's our place to
actually
put somebody on one of those trees.
Can we ask her to be sacrificed to Thylea?
I was thinking, actually.
Oh, wow, that's big balls.
Helios travels the sky, right? His dominion sort of extends outside of Thylea. Outside of, I think, a sacrifice to Helios and a removal of Orestia's soul from this plane might be more fitting. putting her back.
I was thinking to Thylea because that's where we sent Midas.
I agree. I think Thylea is more fitting, because if this is Thylea's way of enforcing the oaths,
If this is Thylea's way of enforcing the oaths, and us wanting to put possibly the most evil man that I've ever heard of in here, is evil, why isn't it evil for Thylea to do it?
yeah, Warren's like kind of looking side to side, like, that's a good question.
Dang, Maya, the champion of Thylea. Do you want to field this one? Do you want to roll
Yeah,
religion?
so-
you want to roll
local-
religion check for backup, or
Local god hater says he hates God.
Sure.
okay?
Sure, I'll roll religion, but
Okay.
let's see here.
Andronicus is not gonna like the answer. Okay, so Maya. Obviously, this is a very simple question to answer. Thylea is the world. Okay, she's the world. She's the creator goddess of all things. She knows what is best for each and every soul that lives and dies upon her being.
And
The actions of these people determines what they do. If anyone would be qualified to determine what happens to Esther, it would be the person that was put in charge of the dead. That is really the only person qualified to determine what happens to those who die.
so Maya will say that, and then she'll also add, with what we've discussed so far, and the reason why I think elves are so damning here, is because that's the only way to keep everyone in check. It's not about what's good or about what's evil. It's about agreements between everyone. Because, like, have we understood when we ran into the Winter Wind and his agreement with the winery? One person's perspective is another, but at least a promise between the two. Hopefully, there's some understanding there. And breaking that promise is the only thing that can. It's the only thing there that could be qualified.
If the punishment was oblivion, I would consider that argument.
Oblivion's not the worst thing possible.
This punishment is eternal torment of the worst variety.
Exactly.
This isn't something that you just do to punish people. This is some that this system exists speaks of the thing that created it. And it doesn't speak well.
Would you like to roll a fantasy atheism check?
Sure.
Okay. Give me a religion check. The worse it is, the better.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, it's.
This cannot be higher than a 5.
Can I give him reverse guidance?
Sure, if you want. Yeah.
All right.
You just like smack him, but don't we like actually?
So Andronicus,
-3.
You are filled with mortal confidence that you are fucking on to something. Good and evil, sure. 9 alignments, whatever. What is right and wrong for settler society versus Fey society? What is right or wrong for gods and mortals?
None of that matters when compared to the horrors that you have witnessed on this island. The screams that you can still hear through the stone walls of this opulent structure. Breaking a promise or an oath and winding up here forever? That's fucking crazy. You remember 100 and 10 episodes ago, the Minotaurs of Mitros, who were forced by Maximus, who was taught the shady dealings technique by the Fates themselves. They were tricked into oaths. They were forced with their own children as hostages to swear oaths they didn't believe in, and were then bound magically by those oaths with the threat of that fate right outside waiting for them if they decided to fight for their own freedom. That could never be okay. So that's what your atheism check gave you.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll throw the versus screen up here.
My would say at that point, I don't think that's an issue with the system. That's an issue with the people using it.
Or an issue with abandoning all of creation after you've created it.
I wouldn't say she has abandoned. We're still born, still breathe. Life still grows. People still are born, people still die. Life continues. She is the world, and the world still exists. You set the rules, sure. And after a very long time, some very horrible people have learned to twist them to their favor. But they're also part of that same rules. Problem is just no one's here has been here long enough to use it against them as well.
Mm.
So, are we doing this boss rush or not?
If we can achieve our goals without getting into this fight, I'm all for that.
The boss rush seems to be the simplest way to impress the warden.
Yeah, I thought the fight might be kind of fun.
OOC, yes.
I would like to point out that we are
Remember-
very much at a disadvantage down here, not to mention the fact that we've already used up the freebie that we negotiated for on Maya's behalf, not to mention I don't think any of the rest of us want to die down here.
You know, The gladiatorial arena works on different rules, Julian.
We're assuming that.
No, definitely does. But Thera herself will be in attendance as well. As long as we put on a good show, there won't be any issues. Alright. Or it opens up a private channel with Maya, and then
Okay.
he's like,
I allow it.
he's like, it's like, you want to do this?
Do you do the whole like let's take a walk kind of deal, or?
No, he's just staring at her.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I don't even know if I want to put this out into the ether, but if we do it, do you want to do it?
I don't know if that. I don't know if that's possible, Oren. I mean,
All right.
It would be good, but I don't know if it's possible.
He's gonna turn to the Lamia.
Mm.
They're ready to do some business.
Excellent. I will go and fetch the warden. He is very excited. Long has he waited for this moment.
All right,
All
we're
right.
gonna turn back to the rest. There's. Oh, okay. The warden's already here. Never mind. He just fucking. He's definitely.
Oh, I'm sorry. He respects the hero huddle. Hold on. Hold
Says,
on.
okay, yeah. He's waiting
He
outside
comes
the
in.
fucking door, yeah.
Hey, he sees you still in the hero huddle. He backs up.
Alright.
He walks in, sees we're doing hero, does the little peace sign phase away.
He turns, he says, we've been pondering on on being heroic, and I think we are all somewhat in agreement that what we've seen on this island, what we've witnessed it is a punishment of sorts, but either way, if there was something we could do to change it, I think we'd all take that chance. We came here today willing to fight. I think we make an offer to the warden. Are you all ready to fight in the arena?
Honestly, I'd rather not. If we could resolve this with words as opposed to weapons. If that's what we must do, then that is what we must do.
This request, it's going to require a spectacle.
I'm in.
Orin puts his hand in the huddle.
Sibo puts his hand in the huddle.
Anyone else? There's just two hands in the huddle. That's awkward.
All right, I put my hand in the.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody,
hands in the hole.
everybody turns to look
wow.
at Julian.
Do they see
Really,
when
are we doing this?
Get in here.
Sibo looks up. Sibo looks up at Julian.
Oh,
It's a tradition. One of the fighters showed to me last time I was here. It's good luck.
Okay.
was it Brutus? Do you just say friendship at the end?
Yeah, well, yeah, once does Julian put his hand in?
Julian puts his hand in.
Yeah. Orin nods. He says friendship, and he puts his hand up. All right.
Kalik hugs Hirak, and Hirak hugs Kalik. These are the heroes that they're willing to die for again.
Again.
All right. He sends out the mental word that we're ready for the warden to come in.
Okay, the warden walks in like he didn't accidentally walk in on your hero huddle. All right. And he says, well, so many interesting things are happening today. We have a personal visit from Lady Lutheria.
think she's come to witness what we aim to do here today.
I see. She knows her servant well. No doubt she received word of your approach to the island and hastened here to see what you might do. Her many eyes will be upon you, as perhaps will be the eyes of many.
You said you've assembled and have been planning quite the retinue of champions for us to face.
Yes, it will be a veritable walk through the history of your martial prowess. From the very beginning until now, except for the ones you sacrificed the souls of. In some instances, I did find suitable replacements.
It's good.
But sadly, not the originals, since you sacrificed them. When you do that, the souls are absorbed by the god you sacrificed them to, which is very vexing to me.
Oh,
That's fair.
For our reasons, it's a tough gig. But anyway, we're willing to.
But one champion shines above all the others. A champion so unexpected. But I am grateful that you sent it to us, for it has shaken things up in ways I could have never anticipated. The elegance, the grace, the indomitable courage. Truly, it is inspiring.
Wait, is Queefsting dead?
Who?
The purpose of the Heroes of
20 drop
Prophecy.
bay on who this mystery hero is, and I think I know.
The purpose of the Heroes of Prophecy and our Odyssey is to secure peace for Thylea and right many of the wrongs that were committed in the past in the name of, justice and conquest. And to that end, we've arrived here on this island and witnessed some of the machinations of the world, of Thylea's will. And if we were to fight in this arena and engage in this spectacle, and, well, what we're asking for in exchange is that every soul on Oathbreaker Isle that is currently found atop a tree being subjected to eternal torment meet its rightful end and be returned to Thylea, sacrificed to her as a blessing to a new era that doesn't see endless torment as a fitting punishment for those that have overstepped the bounds of their oaths.
The warden listens to you, expressionless. Are you saying this aloud or telepathically to him? Like, would the others in the room, like Hirek and Kalik here, and your NPCs and stuff, or?
I guess we'll.
This
Sure.
guy has ear holes. They're located above and between his 4 nose holes. You see those little dots there? Those are his ear holes.
Yeah, I guess it's a.
He's also got 3 ear holes on each side, so he's got very good, highly developed senses. So.
Yeah, I figure it's a telepathic link. We get too crowded, like 15 people on it. Yeah, he'll just be talking out loud.
Okay. He stares at you, emotionless. You see his 3 different eyelids blink, and he says, "As a subscriber of the 9 alignments, your request is both just and good. It is filled with an idealistic and understandable desire to end the suffering of souls. Something my people find abhorrent. Not the suffering, but the way you think.
Alas, that is beyond even Lady Lutheria's ability to grant. Those trees, they were not planted by Lady Lutheria. They grew by Thylea's will. The angelic warriors who drag the souls of the damned, screaming, begging for mercy, only to strap them upon the trees with binding, burning cables of hot, piercing iron. They do not work for me, nor do they work for Lady Lutheria. They are creations of the slumbering goddess's will. The acts that are committed against them are demanded of us. My Mesaloth may be artist, performing upon a canvas of soul-forged flesh, but they must meet the satisfaction of her vengeful needs. And at that point, he does the lizard smile where he opens his mouth. Like, he loves the idea that you guys think Thylea is like a good guy. And he thinks it's fucking hilarious.
We'll fight if you allow us to try.
To try what?
To try to send them to her.
The champions who fight in the arena, they do not wish for oblivion. They do not wish to be sacrificed. They wish to fight, for they find in it a joy, a purpose. They, in many cases, cling to it as their last link to their living lives. For many, it is all they have left.
Not asking for the champions of the arena to be removed, or seeking salvation for those that have broken oaths and find themselves at the mercy of Thylea. We're asking that you allow us to attempt to send them to her. We'll deal
On
with
the
the
network.
consequences if she resists.
It gets like
Yeah,
this thing's eyes alight with evil, and it says, "You wish to interfere with the prisoners."
Over the network, Maya's gonna tell Oren that, yeah, we can ask him to not be involved, but the people who are gonna get involved are the Areniers, which he has no control over.
That's fair.
It's a conundrum. Because I'm thinking, like, oh, see, their goal was to, like, okay, so a soul breaks an oath. They drag him down to hell, put him up on a tree. What if that soul just doesn't exist anymore? Then
That's the thing. They're dragging him down so they exist here in perpetual torment before breaking the oath. Like, that's the point.
is it the perpetual torment, or is it just them being brought down?
So from what he just said now, it sounds like the Areniers have tasked them to torment the souls. They're just doing a really good job at it.
They also said that, I mean, Lutheria also said that Talius has to be eternally tortured, or Kentamane will get mad. And we've had Talius with us for an indeterminate amount of time, untortured, and Kentamane hasn't shown up.
Ooh, Sibo, with your big brain, you know that there are many ways to be tortured. Oren, being a dumb fighter, doesn't understand that physical torture pales in comparison to the lingering scars of emotional torture, psychological torture.
I think about Ventus.
Mm.
I don't say anything. I just let the conversation
Yeah.
continue.
Fair enough. Yeah. The warden says, "How strange. I thought you had a battle you wished to fight, and here I thought you would ask for some of our greatest champions to join you in battle. But it seems you are distracted. Those who languish on the trees of this forest, they are no longer a concern of the living. They have nothing to offer.
Don't seek anything from them.
The fact that you don't seek anything, he's just like, it's not understanding. like you're gonna work really hard to help people who are well past like needing anything. He's just like, the amount of altruism and goodness this ultraloth, it's like he can't hear or understand what you're trying to say. As a being of pure neutral evil, he's just like, I don't get it. Like, what are they trying to do?
I guess we just ask him not to interfere with what we're doing down here. That's the only thing he can give us, really. The problem is that it's not really his interference we're worried about. It's, if we're gonna do that, it's gonna be Renee's interference, which I don't know if we want to do that either. If we want to get them involved. As soon as we touch any of those things, they're probably gonna jump in. Remember, we got the visit from that one who was like, "Oh, I'm surprised you guys didn't do anything. Don't worry, I'll get you eventually."
You hear foot pads in the hallway, as if a bipedal animal of some sort is approaching. And this evil jackalware, it says, "Pardons, Warden. I have been sent by the Lady of Death. She wishes to have a word with the heroes of prophecy before they indulge themselves in your banquet of violence, as you put it in the invitation." And he turns and he looks, he says, "We are in the meeting of a business arrangement." And then the evil jackalware says, "Is that what you would like me to tell her when I return? Empty-handed?"
Warden, neither of us wants that. We'll go and speak with Lutherian and return. Giving us
warden
more to
looks
think about.
he looks like he just got cucked real hard. He says, "So be it. Perhaps you will return with some sense." The muscle Lamia slithers up with sack lunches, and she says, "These have calzones in them. I make them with the leftover pizza."
Thank you.
"It's like a meat pie, but there's cheese in there and sauce."
Oren passes his bag to Sibo.
Thank you.
See, but this reminds you of them big fat caterpillars that would only show up for 2 weeks every 4 years in the spring. Oh my god, you just put them in oil. Yeah, you put them in oil for 90 seconds and the skin gets a crispiness to them, but they still stay juicy and gooey on the inside. Oh, baby.
Yeah. Well, we call them Cheetos.
To play in a mini series in Noriande. It's on my fucking bucket list.
There's your World Darkness campaign.
That's
Right?
the dark sun.
Yeah, World of Darkness for sure.
All right.
All right, so do you guys accompany the evil jackalware?
Yep.
Okay.
Or the SIBO
Nice.
network. You'll say we need
Sorry,
to.
I got booted. We had lost power
Evil
briefly.
Jackalware? That seems kind of racist. I don't.
Hey man, listen. Token mold, do what it do. Okay.
Is
We're
it-
Yeah,
along
no.
for the ride.
Yeah, racist jackalware is another one that is kicking around the
Yeah.
ship.
All right, so you guys follow. Do you bring your B team or do you leave them safely behind?
Safely behind at the arena. We'll bring him
Well,
with. Better to keep an
Oh,
eye on
okay.
him.
All right.
Would like to go.
I'll
Hey.
also take a
Yeah.
moment to add Hurak and Kalik to the network for the upcoming fight.
All right. The evil jackalware, when the two of them kind of move towards the party, he says, "Not you.
They
You
come.
stay."
They come with us.
What? They are meaningless.
And it shouldn't matter if they accompany us.
Hey. Better to return overburdened than empty-handed. Fine.
Over the SIBO network, Orn will say, Thylea has Aranyas on her ship that are directly in service of the Furies. Maybe we can talk with them, gauge their reaction to the request.
You are not returning to the ship, Dreamwalker. She wishes to walk with you through the grove. She finds the screams to be comforting.
That checks out.
I wouldn't be or whatever, because he'll say, Maya will say, I wouldn't be surprised if the Arenes would attack us on sight if we mentioned it.
All right, he leads you out of the arena and back into the grove, where Lutheria, without escort, waits for you. And she says, "You came when I called. How wonderfully polite."
Orn will raise a hand in greeting and say, indeed. See, you've made your way here as well.
Oh, it's you. I remember you. Would you like to
man.
hold my scythe?
Oh, she does remember.
Aristocrats.
Kind of.
She furrows her brow. She reaches into her booba of holding. She pulls out a small bit of parchment. She squints at it. Ah, the ink ran. I was determined to remember you. Oh well, boob sweat. Happens to everyone. Well, let us walk and talk, that you might see the splendors of my mother's garden. Listen to the sweet melody of the birds. And as if to accentuate that, you hear the sorrowful sobs and the death screams echoing off the stone, earth, and rock and trees. Maya, as a druid, a servant of nature, surely this place speaks to you. Indulge me, Maya, of the old wood. Darius that was, queen of Themis, champion of Thylea.
I believe this is Thylea's way of keeping everyone in check.
In check.
Hmm.
Is this the music that you hear when the birds sing?
No.
Is this
the beautiful world that you protect?
Part of it.
Every rose has a thorn, and every person has their asshole. The nether seas are no less my mother than the most splendid mountains and the most beautiful coastlines. If you cannot look upon this grove with love and adoration for her works, then perhaps you're not fit to be her champion. For to love someone is to love all of them.
Oh, I understand why this is here. And it is part of Thylea. And I understand that.
Truly, you
still
are
her
wise.
I understand why this is here. And I'm still her champion, even knowing this is here. It has to be here to keep everyone in check. The problem is that I feel like many people have figured out a way to maneuver around this.
You don't say. I'd like to show you one of my favorite trees. She kind of leads you guys over to a tree, and you see a mournful woman who is strapped to the tree, bound tight with hot iron cable, but her arms are free that she might clutch the skeletal remains of an infant child. This woman languish in poverty. No food, no shelter. Her neighbors would not help her, for she had taken a satyr as a lover, and when the satyr's capricious nature led him elsewhere, she remained heartbroken and abandoned. But her neighbors believed her sullied by the pairing. Desperation would take hold, but an opportunity would present itself. A noble woman seeking a child, but unable and unwilling to pray for assistance, saw through the grime and the muck a beauty beyond all measure. That will be the vessel of my heir. They made arrangements with this woman to take the child that she would bear after laying with the woman's husband, to ensure there were no complications. Oaths were sworn. But I will tell you, as a mother myself, and as the goddess of birth, that something happens when you create a life inside yourself. Mr. Shepin could tell you more. A bond is formed. A bond more powerful than hunger, more powerful than greed. When the time came to birth the child and hand it over, she fled. She She did not make it very far before the Erinyes came for her. They took the child, severing its cord, handing it off to the rightful parents. And the woman was brought here, strapped to a tree. I gave her that baby to comfort her. But sometimes she remembers. In her sorrow, her sobs, they join the bird song of this forest. Terrible. It is good, then, that she was kept in check, is it not? Thank goodness for that. Thank Goddess. We are all kept in check. Imagine the sort of world we'd be in if a mother could keep her child instead of a paltry sack of gold. Anyways, you're speaking with the warden.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry, I was
Oh,
muted.
okay.
Maya says, she made a choice. In desperation, yes. But she did make a choice. The sad part is, I feel like this system was not designed for creatures that have lived short lives, short memories like me and the rest of us here, but for creatures that live very long times, have very long memories, and know not to make that sort of promise because they know what waits for them.
Is that what you think?
I think.
This woman was brought here centuries ago. She has not forgotten. Your scope, your vision, your experience is so small. The body is short, the soul eternal. You are at the beginning of all things, but the end is far and farther still.
That's what I mean. If she knew that this is what's waiting for her, she would not have made that oath.
Oaths and religion are taught on every street corner of Thylea, in every village, in every hut, in every hovel. There are shrines, there are temples, there are effigies, there are priests, there are bards, there are songs, there are stories. You would blame mortality as the reason this system does not work?
No. I believe this system was not meant for people, for mortals.
So you're saying my mother is wrong? And
Well, I'm
flawed.
I'm saying your mother didn't have mortals on her when she made this system.
But could she not see in her godly wisdom
No.
that... Would she not then enact a change if she felt it was unfair.
Does she know it's unfair?
You're her champion. Does she know?
I don't know.
Maybe you're here to be the change.
So, wise queen, Maya, Darien that was, you act without wisdom? If you do not know, is it prudent to act in such...
There's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. I don't know. And I know I don't know. And hopefully I can find out.
She continues walking again, leaving the woman and the baby behind. So the warden is an interesting little guy. What exactly are you hoping to get out of all of this, besides wasting time? I know you want your little ponies, and Oren has performed so admirably and so earnestly that I would be cruel to deny him that kindness.
Why not? He's like, hey, I'll take it. You don't look a gift centaur in the house, you know, they say, or in the mouth.
Wow.
He says, you're much more cool when you don't talk, Oren.
Hey, that was over the SIBO network. Lutheria's got to
wow.
respect the sanctity.
Fair. I didn't know that was over the network. Okay. I thought you
Wait,
felt like that
so-
was the time to say that out loud.
No,
Hey,
no,
everyone there.
So Kalik and Hirak both heard your gift centaur in the mouth.
Damn.
They've been through worse.
That's bad.
As you were
a little
walking, you
casual
guys.
racism never hurt anybody.
Oh damn! Well, not in this campaign. So as you guys are walking through, you hear the gentle lapping sounds of the sea, and you look and you see an empty tree. It is resplendent. It looks very much like a smaller version of the heart tree, as if Maya came down here and planted it with magic. Except the trunk is petrified and the leaves are almost ephemeral gemstones, tiny crystals. Heavy, burdened, ready to fall, but still holding on to the branches. Utheria says, this tree is for you, should we ever need it. Do you know how I know that?
No.
She grew it for you.
I have to make sure I don't break any of my oaths.
It is a lovely view, though, isn't it? Once you get used to having your innards forcibly removed and stuffed down your own throat, on the days when your eyes haven't been drained of all their fluids, you can look out upon this beautiful vista and thank my mother for all her good works and listen to the bird song. So, can I ask, why are you here? As much as I'd like to see you face down a plethora of powerful opponents and face off against the arena's champion who, whew, my heart is a flutter just remembering the last time they fought. You do have other things to do. Other questions you may need answered. By now you've seen the cubes. Is your curiosity not aroused? You've heard rumors of powerful weapons. Do you not seek them out? What do you want? What are you so afraid of?
Want to make things better. The hard part is determining what better is and not making things worse.
Would it be better to end this lovely bird song? To shatter these trees? And leave this grove a field of broken glass? Because you can make that happen. No one else but you. And you get the sense that she's saying you collectively, not you to anyone in particular. But, Nebo, it kind of feels like she's talking just to you in your book, honestly. I mean, you know, like the others are there, but you feel like every time she says you, it's like you, comma, Sebo Shepin. I respect you
Yeah.
because I also give birth to baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you still seek the death of my brother? He has that big, scary laser. Oh no, what if he shoots the big, scary laser? What are we gonna do? He might hit Mother with the laser. What about all the people he might hit with the laser, Maya? It feels strange that your greatest concern is some fucking rocks.
If that rock is hit and dies, then not only the people that were around the laser are going to die, but the people who weren't hit by the laser will die too.
Will they?
That'll be a lot of work for you.
Yes, it would. Unless the rock dying ends everything, even me. Then I don't have to show up for work at all.
Mm.
And Maya, you may roll an insight check real quick.
This is what Maya thinks. This is my. Even if I don't roll it, Maya's going to think the same thing anyways.
Yeah.
May Julian also try and insight?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. With advantage, because God. All right,
Yeah.
Maya, you are left to your own devices. This woman is pretty nuts. Whether it's 50% performance and 50% crazy, you're not sure what she is trying to get across to you, other than what you as a player and a character are interpreting. Same to you, Julian. Her passive deception is just too high.
Is it so high that it might be just insurmountable?
Is it possible for me to see it at a cost out of combat?
Neither of you is even close.
Well,
You
I'm not
you
talking
you
about
can re-roll if you want. You can try
right
re-roll.
because I was going to use magical guidance.
Sure, go for it.
Is anybody? Let me see here. How many of these do we have? Oh, we have 7. Can I use a
Yeah, go for it.
Fanspo? All right, I'm gonna use this Fanspo to reroll.
Julian, after tapping into your divine blood, you are even less certain what she means and what she is thinking, other than what your own conclusions are, which are completely valid conclusions.
Okay.
Maya, same. You got the same fucking roll.
Oh, dang it! All right, well,
We tried.
yeah, we tried.
Yeah.
Maya still thinks that she wants the world to end. To not get rid of all this, stop working. Let the release the gate, let the monsters come in. Entropy.
I think it would be better if a place like this didn't exist. This island.
Maybe we should ask Sidon to shoot it with his big laser. Just aim it nearly straight down. We can dig a hole through the bottom of the ocean so that it doesn't hit Mother. Oh, but wait. This is Mother.
It would still hit her, yes.
Ah, what a conundrum we find ourselves in. If we cannot destroy her, then we cannot destroy this grove. Or can we?
Why must it be let it stand or destroy it? Why can't it be changed?
Change it then, Julian of Mitros. Make your father proud. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Because going off of what Maya said before, it's a matter of proportionality. This punishment may have been appropriate for gods or godlike beings at the beginning of all this, but now, mortals, does the punishment fit the crime?
I do not want to hurt your feelings, Julian of Mitros, but I will because your feelings are very easy to hurt. When you are having a picnic, do you worry about what the ants are doing other than trying to steal your food? When you shoo them away or step on them with your air Julians, do you stop to wonder, perhaps this is a bit much? The ants were only looking for food. They were just following their instincts. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Do you spare them any amount of thought at all?
You're making a straw man argument.
I'm not.
You
To
are.
her, you are nothing. You are ants at the picnic.
I don't think she perceives us. She slumbers.
Yet her will is active in the world. Yet her stewards weave the fate of every single one of us, God and mortal alike. She controls everything.
Over the network, Maya's gonna say, "Wait a second. Do the Fates also control Thylea?"
Well, if everything is pre-fated, then what's the point?
She turns to you and she smiles and she says, I'm so proud of you.
Because things are.
What is the point if you can't change anything? If fate controls the outcome And that's why you, all of you, are so important. My love for you is so pure and so real. You are everything because you have no threads.
Hmm.
Long have I waited for something as wonderful and terrible as you. You are the key to changing everything. But before you do, there is that pesky laser to deal with.
Do you want things to change, Lady Lutheria, or are you just wanting things to end?
I would much prefer a change. Ending is so permanent. Everything will end eventually. Everything has to end. Sometimes for good reason. Other times to make room for something new. I am not opposed to the end, but I do not rush towards it. Gladly would I embrace the new over the end. But I would choose either over an eternity of birdsong. And as if to emphasize this, you hear a cry off in the distance of staggering sorrow. It is beautiful, though, isn't it? There's a purity there that could never be attained with a sane mind. An absolute abandonment of hope in all senses. If you'd like to try it, I have many techniques I'd be willing to share. I'd put you back together at the end. And one thing that you have noticed is that some of the people that you pass on the trees have had their mouths sewed shut. And it is eerily similar to the sewing job that was done on Talus. Or Talius.
Yeah, Miles said, I'll abstain.
For you, Queen Maya, the offer is always there. Now, I have to ask. I don't mean to be so focused on this, but the laser, what exactly do you plan to do about it?
We need to infiltrate the Tower of Praxis and either seize control of it or ensure that it cannot be used.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I think you'll do great.
Working on the specifics. Lady Lutheria, we have been meaning to talk to you about the weapons that you've accumulated in your arsenal.
Yes, the one that the Cube Keeper offered to help you access or something, kill me. I don't know, something like that.
Indeed. Seems you have some unrest amongst a few employees.
No, they are what they are. Schemers, plotters. They get bored. They try to keep it fresh. Creativity. Surely you remember your first couple of perceived weeks down here in my service? I sent assassins after you every day.
Hmm.
If I have people working for me that aren't at least considering killing me once in a while, then I know that they have no ambition. At that point, you may as well have golems do all the work. But yes, the weapons I have are a gift from my brother. He sought to cure me of my madness, and so he had a fallen star crafted into weapons. The weapons are tempered with my own blood. They affect one's mind rather than their body. The goal was to tear from me my madness and leave behind the sweet doting sister he seems to remember so well.
Could these weapons be used on non-Titans? Do you think
Certainly.
do you think they might affect the Furies? Or not the Furies, the Fates?
Oof. Absolutely. The Fates are no great threat. 3 old women well past their prime. It is their reputation and their guardians that keep them safe.
Beating the Fates is one thing. Removing them and leaving the threads of fate unattended to is another. We would need to replace them. That is what we've been unable to work
Why?
out thus far.
Why conscript anyone to fate? Why not free everyone? She looks over at you, Angelo, and she gives you a look like, this guy gets it. And she says, would it not be a great kindness to free both god and mortal to their own fate?
Hmm. I don't know.
It seems like something you might want to think about before you go killing them.
That's why we haven't.
I
'Cause we
know.
haven't thinking about it.
You're painfully indecisive.
Yeah.
You worry too much about making mistakes. You worry too much about collateral damage. When a storm passes through a forest, it does not weep for the trees that fall. It does what it must and moves on. Your power grows. You must learn to set caution aside, or your enemies will begin to use it against you.
We're still in the garden, right?
Yeah, you guys just walking through the trees and stuff.
Alright, then Sibo kind of opens his hand up and says, look what one single mistake could get you, though.
She looks at you and says, what am I looking at? You are resplendent.
Thank you.
You have
Referring to
lived.
the... He's referring to the Oathbreakers.
Oh. Yes, well. That's the whole point. If you spend all your time afraid, you'll never get anything done. It's almost like a system was put in place to keep everyone too afraid
Mhm.
to do anything worthwhile.
We have another thing. We need to return to the surface. Continue our work.
Mm-hmm.
To do that, we need to bring our crew back with us. We only have 10 cuttings.
Telemachus solve
20.
this. Telemachus solve this for us, guys. Telemachus solve this for us.
Oh, is that canon? Are we just gonna? I guess we haven't tried it yet.
I'm not trusting Telemachus.
I mean, it was a good
Damn.
idea. It was a good idea. But we can run it by Lutherius too.
Everybody's patting him on the back, like, bro, it was a good, bro, it was a good idea. Damn, man.
I mean, that's the backup plan.
Sam rocks up. He says, pats him on the back.
That's it. I'm
I
out of
missed it.
here.
What was the idea? What was the idea?
It was okay, yeah, because somebody forgot it in the recap, Julian. That's it. But
No, I didn't put it in the recap. His idea was to plant a cutting of Thylea down here.
No. His idea was
On the
to
boat.
use the fucking tree that Maya already grew on the boat from a cutting of the heart tree, because a cutting of a tree is genetic. Well, he didn't say genetically, but a cutting of a tree is the tree.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Maya had said that when we got down here the first time, that maybe we can still use the tree that's on the ship.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was. Well, fucking somebody needs to tell challenges because he brings it up every 8 minutes. He's like, "Hey guys, it's fucked. We got a big crew."
He doesn't go above deck to see the tree. He doesn't
All right,
even know it's grown.
So like
Also, we never got confirmation that it would work.
like on the office, we do a cut to Chandra sitting on a fucking bench talking to the camera, and he says, "The reason I kept asking about it is because, let's be honest, do you know any druids that actually have nature as a skill? How are we supposed to believe anything she says about plants?"
The cameraman's
I
like,
have
"Well,
nature.
maybe she's got plant growth."
The camera cuts to Maya, and she's like, her hands are up, and she's like, "I have nature. I've had it since the beginning. I didn't take survival because of it."
Cuts to Corinna. It's like, "Do you know Maya as a druid doesn't even know survival? It's all right though."
Cuts to Sibo. I can't get below a 10 on that roll. I don't know why people don't just ask me more.
Then the camera cuts to Telemachus, and he says, "People are saying I stole that idea from Maya? Who's saying that? Did Liren hear that I stole the idea?"
Oh my god! Just cuts to Lyra and she's mad, arms folded.
Kyra's looking over his shoulder through a window while he's asking that question.
With a
I'm
knife.
just-
With a fucking knife.
Oh
With a
man!
knife.
All right,
With
well,
the dick,
about
with
wolf
the dick
right now.
stabber. With the
Cut
dick
that.
stabber.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
great episode, guys.
Orin just like, actually, we have a great idea for getting back to the surface. So if we can get those weapons.
So if you can get those weapons, you just want me to go and give you the weapons that were designed to kill me.
Well, I'll let you know this right now. Here's that you're right now is the only one that's protecting us from that wall. So I don't think any of us want you dead right now, because that would just be the end of all of us.
Keep
don't want you dead
going.
at all,
Keep
to be
keep
honest.
going. Keep going. I like where this is going. Keep it up. Come on. And
So we would appreciate the weapon so we can stop Sidon using his big laser.
Deal with the fates.
Compensation. He says over there, see how that worked.
I will have them delivered to your ship.
Oh, nice.
Wait,
I-
over the network. By the way, do we need her blood too?
No, we have Thalia's.
Okay. All right.
I hope that this shows you how much trust and faith I have in you. You know what would be nice to do for me in return? Actually get some shit done.
Next year, I think we can get some stuff done next year.
Are you sure? We could just spend the next 3 sessions fighting every boss for the last 150 episodes. You know who would like that? Skotrick would like that. That's the only god I can think of that would think that that was a good use of your fucking time.
Does the book
I-
kind of like jiggle when she says Scottrick? Does the book say?
Scottrick is a
Oh
true
no!
patron.
So that's what. Oh, I see now. The glass is shattered. I know.
Or
Wait,
just
is
kinda,
that not what you all immediately assumed?
Yeah, it was what I did.
Well, we thought it could be a possibility because it was joked about so much, but now that it's actually poured out.
What?
No,
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 I was
but-
asking a
but-
question.
But to pull in the meta, she does comment that, you know, or you could just waste everyone's time fighting all the enemies you've already defeated for no reason whatsoever other than to get, you know, to show off.
I mean,
Yeah, or
hey,
just-
150 episodes. Go down memory lane.
I mean,
Yeah.
pretty cool. I got some pretty cool encounters planned for that shit. I'm just saying, they've been sitting there waiting for you for a long time.
And then we'll run into San Hydra and be like, "Why did we do this?"
Yeah.
Well, you're assuming he's San Hydra's
man.
not the current
But I-
champion.
But I will
Hey,
say
that-
this.
If you look,
I will
if you
say
look up in
this.
chat,
Unless you do the boss rush, you will never know who
Oh, yeah, I see that.
the reigning
God
champion is. I will
damn it.
never. I will take
I
it
know
to my
exactly who the
grave.
reigning champion is.
Orin tried to
Rain
steer us
Champion has to be
over there, but the fucking Furies are gonna come and chop us up. We start sacrificing people.
and we could, like I said, that's what I was saying. What can we ask the warden for? That, like, we don't want to do it for no reason. So if we're gonna do it, what do we want to ask the warden for? It has to be something the
Why
warden.
don't
can
we
give us.
ask the ward? Why don't we ask for a player to
Can
be
we
named
ask the
later?
warden?
Wait,
Can we
wait. I have an idea. Look at this tree I took you to that doesn't have any of you currently strapped to it. Maybe you should wait until one of you is.
A player to be named later.
You wanna get off the tree coupon, Julian.
Oh, I just meant just keep it in your back pocket that you could come back here and negotiate such an arrangement.
Oh,
See.
Mm.
So you're saying we don't need to fight the monsters? Or just looking at his spear like,
She looks at you with nothing but love and adoration on her face, and she says, "Don't worry. The monstrosities in your future are endless."
or nods, kind of satisfied with that.
Can I get you to sign my book?
Your
Yeah.
book?
Yeah, this.
Are you collecting autographs? What is this? Are you going to bind my soul? Give me that book.
I hand it there.
All right. Have you transferred to using new book, or is this still the Versi issued book?
No, that's the new book.
Oh, you hand her the new book?
Yes.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my! All right.
Oh
Whew.
man, what's going on here?
All right. Hold
I
on.
do not know, to
We
be
have
honest.
no idea.
Yeah.
Gotta change the music out. Mm. All right. So as you ask her to sign the book and you hand the book to her, as soon as she places one fingertip against the book, all 3 of her eyes go wide with recognition and surprise. And she says, "Oh, it has been a long time. May I?" And she goes to take the book fully from your hands.
Do I get the sense that the book wants this?
It would not say no.
Okay, yeah.
What's going on here?
I'll let it go.
Is this Nefarious fucking spell book? What are you giving her here? What are you get?
All right. She holds out her hand, and the book kind of hovers above it, and then it slowly parts. You know those ASMR videos where they act like they're fucking a book? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's very much like that, with like the finger trailing along the spine, and the book opening with like a gasp, and the pages kind of being like,
I
like
have never
roughly
been so
underpants.
turned on. Yeah, yeah.
I can't believe, you know, I should by now not be surprised about anything that exists on the fucking internet. But when I saw book porn for the first time, I was like, number one, I hate that I enjoyed that. Number two, why would somebody make that? Yeah,
Because there's people who enjoy it.
Mhm.
how dare you? So the pages begin to turn slowly and then faster and faster, and you see her third eye just darting like left and right. And she says, "Oh my, Mr. Shepin. And here I thought your story had played itself out. My, aren't you a curious one?
Mm.
Well, this is promising. Very promising. I will gladly pen my name in this book."
Okay. I thought the book would like it. Yeah.
We will be in touch, you and I, for we have much to discuss and many things to do.
Look forward to it.
Versi prepared the way, but I will show you the path. And there will be no secrets that you cannot unravel, and no mysteries that you cannot shine your light upon. I promise you.
That I look forward to.
And with a snap, the book closes, and she hands it back to you and says, "It's always good to see an old friend, an old flame, one might say." And she gets like this very like big like Cheshire cat smile on her face when she says "old flame."
Nice.
Well, I do enjoy the unexpected. Huh. Well, that was wonderful. But I must away. There is much to do. Did you have anything else you needed, Oren? I
No.
hope that this talk has reminded you of the dangers of taking candy from strangers. When you see a weird man with a big bulbous head and 4 nostrils and 8 ear holes, and he offers you some special naked lady playing cards if you'll get in the back of his chariot, what do we say, Oren? No, no, no. And you run away as fast as you can and find a grown-up.
Or not.
Mm.
Keep that in mind.
All right. The scythe, which Andronikos quietly murmurs, cries for Potter to come and save them, slashes the air, and she prepares to depart. I should ask, at any point, Andronikos, did you make a play for the staff or for the scythe?
No, but I've not been paying any attention and only looking at the scythe the whole time.
Okay. All right. And she nopes out.
Shit.
The NPCs all look at Sivo. And then Chandra says, "What the fuck was that, Sibo? What is this book? We all know you've been talking to it in the bathroom."
Yeah, so, just it's like a deep history. It's some information. It's knowledge that I've been looking into that
Knowledge
I think
that
will help
is
us.
familiar to Lady Luceria in a way that made her happier than perhaps I've ever seen her.
And it appears so. It appears so.
Is that one of the books from the library on Praxis?
On Praxis, no.
Etros. It was
Yeah, it was the Mitros. Yeah, I got it at the library of Mitros.
Zamrox approaches you and he says, and you know that he's saying, "Sibo, books can be very dangerous. We're your friends. Tell us everything. We want you to be safe."
I don't know that I have anything to tell. I'm still getting intimate with this book and figuring out
Is it
everything around.
as if it was a person? Is your grandmother
Insight
in that
check.
book like Julian's locket?
Good question. Fair question for someone
Fair
without
question.
Arcana. Yeah, all right.
No. I mean, it could be, but I don't believe so.
Can I insight Siva when he says, "I'm still figuring this book out"?
Yeah, sure. I'll go off
I
of
mean,
his
his
passive
intelligence
deception.
is past 20.
Mm-hmm.
Is there really that much more he's trying to figure out?
Dude's got a high deception. Try your best. Try your best.
He's
He's
not a
not a
godly
guy.
figure.
Yet. All right,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
The power of yet. The power
What if
of
I
yet.
believe that I'm a god?
Oh, good point. Good point. No. Apparently, this book remains a big mystery to him, and he is excited about the fact that it is still a mystery.
Well, I trust you, Sibo.
Thank you, Arn. Trust you.
Oh, Maya, was that insight? That was the insight from earlier. I thought you incited him as well. So okay.
No. I might also say, yeah, it seemed like she recognized something about that book. She said, "Oh, flame."
Maybe it's the handwriting. I don't know. It's,
Was there anybody before Sidon?
I mean, I think there's been
I
many
mean, there could have been
during
countless
Sidon.
before
Yeah.
Sidon.
Yeah, they're very Greek inspired, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like open polyamory, and sometimes it's like this century we agreed to not be polyamorous, and you were anyways, so I'm gonna fucking ruin their life.
You're going up on
Yeah.
the tree.
Classic Greek. Classic Greek.
Yeah, yep. And
No,
then it's
but
like, oh my bad, I didn't get your message about that. Sorry. And it's like, don't worry, I turned this woman into a Medusa. It's like, oh, I guess everything's cool now. Yeah.
That's just
Now, is the
politics,
book
baby.
happy with me?
Always
Is
blaming
book,
the mortals.
Is the book happy with me right now? Like that's one
Oh
thing.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
Okay,
The book feels seen.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Good. And you know what? It's been
I
read
don't
as
know.
well.
Mhm.
It's been read as well.
I don't know if that's it being
Is
seen.
that a win? All right, Oren's
Yeah.
gonna breeze past it. Says, well, with our impromptu meeting with Lady of Death, I think, is there anything else we want to accomplish on this island? We've recovered Hirak and Kalik. I think it's about all we can do without possibly drawing the ire of the Furies.
Well, I think our way of dealing with the Furies is possibly dealing with the Fates.
When she said that we could not replace that we could leave the position of the Fates open. What do you all make of that?
It's always been a possibility. It's just we have no idea what the consequences were, and
Yeah, like what's
we have
gonna
to be
happen?
okay with
Yeah.
living with it, with whatever they are.
Would it not be like killing the captain of a sailing ship and then setting it adrift? I can only see bad things coming from the lack of
oversight or whatever.
Yeah, the lack of oversight or care there.
I think from Luthier's perspective, it's not necessarily oversight and care; it's control. Everything is going to go in one direction. No one can make choices for themselves. Like Julian said, what's the point?
Mhm.
Without it,
Well-
then everybody can make their own decisions. But then, again, that's also inviting probably untold chaos. That
Is it though?
I was under the impression that if the
If
fates,
everyone's life is controlled by the fates, then everyone stays in their lane. Nobody objects. Nobody asks questions.
there's nothing wrong with a predetermined life. The problem comes if the
so
predetermined
if
life
there's something
is
wrong.
woven by a malevolent entity. I thought the corruption of the
that's-
fates was the issue, not the predetermination.
Exactly.
But it sounds like these weapons that she's agreed to supply us with, they were designed to rid madness. Perhaps they could be used on the fates to.
Well,
Yes, but one way of
She said
ridding someone of
making them.
madness is by killing them. They're no longer mad at that point.
Hmm.
And it did sound like it was the making of them by using her blood was supposed to remove her madness, not using him on her.
Oh,
Like, I take the madness out and use it to make weapons, and hopefully the madness is not in you anymore.
I see.
And that's why he said they affect your mind, not. These weapons supposed to affect the mind, not the body. But I guess they affect the body too. I'm not sure. We'll see when we see the weapons.
Oh, it's pretty literal. They deal psychic damage instead of weapon damage,
Does the psychic
Okay.
damage cure madness?
and she's vulnerable to psychic damage. So they're specifically weapons that Sidon made that can kill Lutheria. She's just giving you guys the items that could kill her.
Dang, I was
Damn.
kind of hoping they would unfuck the
Oh.
fates.
Well, I mean,
if
not
the fates
not a
ever-
lot.
if-
Not a lot of things are immune to are immune or resistant to psychic damage, though. If you think about it.
Now
Yeah,
the
but I
question
think-
is:
I
are
think
these
we've
weapons
all-
considered magical?
I think we've always, like OSC, I think we've always been.
Oh, bro, anything that is star metal is magical.
Yeah, so it's our guardian. We still have to deal with the guardians.
I think we've gotten to the point where we're like, we're pretty sure we can kill the fates. The problem is always comes afterwards.
Hold on. Is this really an issue here? You've already talked to a very qualified individual about how you're going to deal with the fates. I can't even believe you're being so rude. This man has been working fucking night and day to create non-magical solutions for your
Well,
problems.
yeah, we know
and
we
you're
could.
you're just discounting all his fucking work. That he's back on the boat in hell right now, working on non-magical solutions to your problems, and you're just like, we've got nothing.
No, we're pretty sure we can kill him with the. You throw enough Molotov cocktails at anyone and they're gonna die. But the problem is after we kill them and figuring like if we leave it rudderless, we can do that and deal with the consequences there. But otherwise, we have to instate somebody to take the reins.
Well, I
We
mean,
just
this,
gotta pick. We just
this
gotta
is a
pick.
conundrum you guys have been dealing with
and just deal
for
with it. Yeah,
half the year or more.
yeah. We just gotta pick and deal with the consequences, honestly, because we don't know what they're gonna do until it happens.
What do we think Sidon does without the being bound to fate?
I don't know. Maybe he decides to not wait for the Pact of Peace event, and goes for it.
He goes onto a
And
tree.
then it goes onto a tree. I don't know. We don't know what he would do.
So you're saying, fuck it, we ball, Maya.
I'm fine with dealing with the fates because they're corrupted. Right now they're steering a lot of things in the problem, and they're also messing with the dragons, which is also a big problem on our end. And from what I heard, I wasn't really paying attention too much last time while we were on the boat, but like I heard some yelling and some conversations between Julian and the Cyver and everybody. But
We brought him back to the righteous path, I think.
Mhm.
Kind of.
So honestly, it's just a matter of making the decision and seeing what the consequences are and dealing with the consequences when they happen.
So we're thinking no to the arena fight, but yes to the fates.
I mean, we've always wanted to deal with the fates because we need it for the dragons to make the dragons not be evil.
I agree. So
Or at least,
we plan to remove the fates permanently, and then deal with it then. I suppose we could always go back and put fates back
I guess,
in.
does anybody have any strong? Does anybody have any strong feelings about not putting people in place? Does anybody like that's
or
the
puts his
direction they
hand-
want to go in?
Orin puts
Well, I
his
will
hand
tell
up.
you this. I will tell you this. You have all of Christmas break to think about it
Got
and discuss it because we are at time.
Mhm.
And the last session of the year, session 150, comes to a close.
You get
And
baited with the arena
every-
fight.
every-
Actually, it's a moral quandary.
everybody out there, this is how you know that this shit ain't scripted because a really well scripted quote unquote actual play would have had them do a fucking boss rush of the last 150 episodes worth of bosses. We would have all met beforehand. I would have been like, guys, this is session 150. I don't give a shit what you want to do tonight. You definitely need to do this, quote unquote, for the fans. But like, we're just here playing Dungeons and Dragons, y'all. We're just here playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it doesn't matter what fucking numbers on the session.
Wait, is chat in an uproar or something?
No.
Yeah, I'm appeasing them right now, but I'm muted. Just keep going.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, that is where we will end it for the year. Man, a lot of twists. Then that Steve-O
Am I-
curveball at the end.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Oh,
Whew.
man, oh man.
All right.
You know what's gonna happen? You know, episode 200, we're gonna be like, what the heck? So that's what that meant.
That's what exactly.
And then we're gonna be like, so
true.
what do we do about the fates, though?
Yeah, and when do we hit?
Oh my god.
And it'll say, when do we hit level 13?
Oh, man.
Listen, champions. Well, listen. Well, that's a good question. What do you do about level 13?
We completed the Isle of the Oathbreakers, I figured.
Yeah, I would actually say that you have done enough in the Nether Seas that you would be level 13 now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but we haven't long rested yet.
Julian, does that put you at the coveted level 12 feet or the third feet that you would gain from leveling up?
No, I don't get that until level 14.
Okay, fair enough. There's still time. All right. So, yeah, 150 episodes, guys. Holy shit. A lot has happened. A lot has happened. Oh my god. And like, as you guys are now looking further and further behind the godly curtains, some of you, I think, have taken your faith and thrown it in a dumpster and set that dumpster on fire. And some of you are doubling down, no matter what. Good Catholic. And then some of you are like, monkey wrench. Yeah.
Orin's like, let's do the good guy thing. And everybody's like, hold on. That's
Hold
stupid. You can't do that. That's a bad idea. It's like, yeah, well, fair enough.
I mean, I'm down for it. It's just, hey,
it's too
we're
fucked.
gonna get killed.
The
You
Fury's
guys,
gonna show up.
you guys were so good that you almost killed an Ultraloth with psychic damage. Like, he couldn't understand where and why all this goodness was coming at him. Like, this is not what he signed up for. When he woke up this morning, he did not think he was going to have to deal with all that. You know what I mean? Like, he just thought, who could they won't be able to resist my smorgasbord of boss fights. This is going to be incredible. Wait till they see the champion in the arena. It's going to blow their minds. And then you guys are like, hear me out. We completely do everything in the whole pantheon of religion. We do everything different. And you're going to help. And it's like, that's what? No. I have all these hydras I wanted you to fight. Oh, yeah. Anyways. So, there is no pressure. I am going to run Kingmaker when this game is over. Kingmaker is 4,000 pages long, and there's a video game I have to play through too. So there is no rush. You take the time that you guys need to tell the story that you. Damn it, Stevo. To tell the story that you need to tell. Right? It's fine. It's fine. That give me plenty of time. It ain't like Kingmaker going anywhere. It's fine. Maybe you guys will take so long. We'll just run Kingmaker in the MCDM system.
They just put out part 2 on the new Foundry. So.
I know. It's fine though. I don't want anybody to feel like pressured because if there's any game that has earned the right to take as long as it fucking wants, it's this game. Because we've already been married 3 years. We might as well just keep going. So, yeah, like I'm not gonna rush you guys through anything. You guys set the pace of the story that you want to tell. I did want to get that out of the way. Also, just because it's 5e doesn't mean that I don't love it anymore. I love this campaign so fucking much. It is an incredible campaign, and I invested a ton of myself into making it, in my opinion, even better than it already was. It had an incredible skeleton and foundation, and then I just was so captivated by the stories and the characters and the interactions between the story and the characters and the heroes that I love it. I love this adventure so much, or I wouldn't have ran it twice. So like, just because it's 5e, it don't mean it's bad. You know what I'm saying? I've been enjoying Pathfinder, but that doesn't. Yeah, I don't want you guys to think that it's 5e. What a hassle. Like, this will be the last 5e game that I ever run, though. So we're gonna make it fucking awesome. And also on that note, I stopped protesting with my wallet and I signed back up for D&D Beyond Master subscription, so you guys should have access again to everything on D&D Beyond that I have access to. And if you don't, message me and we'll get that fixed so that you have access to everything. I will say, disclaimer, I used to buy every product that they put out, and I have not bought anything this year. So, shitty giant book with AI generated content you don't have. I bought the actual books for Pathfinder or for Planescape, so you don't have access to those. The Fandelver shit that came out. So like, there's nothing new, but it would give you access to all the stuff up until this year. Yeah. All right. The only other announcement I have is that I'm done running games till January, but Leah is running a game on Friday. It is a fun one-shot with Pathfinder Kobolds, and if you have never played Pathfinder, it is a great opportunity to try it out. And if you have, then it's just a fun time. Leah runs a fun game and is a super fun person and very patient. So, like very patient. Like if we had a saint on the server, they would be the saint on the server. Super patient. Terrible internet connection, but patient. So, yeah, if you have nothing to do on Friday, might be worth a shot. Try it out.
The Dark Patron, Scottrick, Dark Patron of Inspiration is in the Friday game, it sounds like.
Ooh, that'd be very fun. Scottrick has been a delight. I am sad that I waited so long to play in a ongoing campaign with Scottrick. He is an absolute delight to have at the table. It's been awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah.
My book buzzed when you said that.
All right. So does anyone have any announcements before we adjourn?
Cyberpunk is still going. I think our timing works out for everybody where it's like right past holidays, Tuesdays. So I don't think we're stopping any time. I don't have any plans to, at least.
Nice.
So yeah, if it's a Tuesday and you're like, right after the holidays and you want to see some Cyberpunk, go ahead, you can watch. And are you guys doing a final episode of Abomination?
Oh yeah. So I'm not running any more games for this year, but I am playing in one more on Tuesday. We are
roughly 30 to 60 minutes away from the end of Abomination Vaults, but I was just too fucking tired to keep playing against, I didn't want to end the campaign at like 1:30 in the morning exhausted. So we're gonna finish up the campaign Tuesday. Boss fight will probably be an hour or less, and then we'll have 2 hours for bullshitting, exposition, epilogues, talking about what we like, post game, post mortem, rap party, that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, yeah. What?
So what you're saying is the Redeemers have it in the bag right now.
Listen, I would never tempt fate like that. But we did have a strong opening. We had a strong opening round, but then the boss did get off some very, very timely and well executed crowd control that we are working our way through. But overall, I think we got it. I don't think Primrose Darkpetal is going to have to show up and take all the credit for Noma Miles' hard work. I think I'm going to make it. Maybe.
You know who I want to see shows up at the end for that final blow? Jeff.
Well, you should message Ashwin and be like, "Hey,
right.
here's a cool idea that you could take credit for. Have Jeff show up at the last second." Nice, nice. So Will, I'm gonna need you to play a video game between now and Tuesday because I'm at 9.4K and I need another Fanspiration to bring with me on Tuesday night. So if you could just, I don't know, just leave your stream running at work tomorrow or something.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh. If we want another affiliate with who can generate points, I'm pretty close.
What do you need? What do we got to do?
Let me see. I think it's just followers.
Okay.
All right.
You only need like 50, bro.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You don't have that? Oh my god!
No.
Like 3 or 4 times a week, I have to field people being like, "I loved your Rime of the Frost Maiden game. It was so amazing." And I was like, "Oh yeah, well that was Dom." And they're like, "Oh, I thought that was your game." And I'm like, "No, that was Dom." And they're like, "Weren't you in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I played Hellebore." Like, I fucking hated her.
Oh my god.
Hey, most improved player.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You need 4 followers, Dom. I checked. I am following currently.
Listen, that's shameful. That's shameful. Our community should be ashamed of themselves. We need more Fanspiration outlets.
Yes, no.
If we don't have 50 fucking followers on Dom by the end of the year, we're shutting down the server.
Oh, damn.
That's right. Yeah. So if
Go
you
with the nuclear option.
don't worry, I'm just gonna go to Fiverr and pay 4 people to do it. So, but anyway, they'll do anything on Fiverr, man. If you want me to follow your stuff, it's $5 on Fiverr. I'll give you a link. So, like in WoW, when they give you gold for signing their guild petition.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're.
Anyways, Happy New Year, happy holidays, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. See you around.
The announcements always devolve.